Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Boss Babe Business Show. I am your host, Katan. This is episode 156, and I'm super excited tonight because we have a lot of wonderful topics to discuss. I'm interviewing a business owner that also happens to be listed in our directory, verified, credible, and has more than 3 businesses. She has 4 businesses now listed in our directory. So you're going to get to learn about them as we go on with our content and our newsletters that are coming out. So don't worry. We're going to catch you right up, and we're going to tell you where you need to go when you're ready to shop. But before we get into that, we did start off having some great conversation about work-life balance, about work in general. So I just want to continue that conversation, and I want to let everybody know about this work from home opportunity. Hello, thanks for joining, Charlie. I want to let everybody know about this just in case you are someone that is interested in this. And, we kind of go from there. And then we're going to get back to this conversation because we were just having a real good one. But I'm just go ahead and bring her on. So let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, wait a minute. Do I need to do these benefits? Hold on. Let me do these benefits and I'm gonna bring it on. Ignore those my lips curling like that, y'all. All right. Give me 1 second. We're going to pull that off. And if you are interested in becoming a team member, all you gotta do is text team to 833 705 4352. Sorry, y'all. I had to think about it. This is our new text line that we are testing out just to see how everything goes. If you have questions about your membership services, opportunities, events, updates, bookings, booking links, you send the questions there and then you will get assisted. You'll be pointed in the right direction so that you can go to wherever you need to. So let's go ahead and head over to my drive. So this is a sales opportunity. Happy Thursday, just in case I didn't say that already. And this was inspired for a few reasons. The first reason is because our brand is expanding very quickly, very, very quickly. The number is 833 705 4352. 833 705 4352 is where you can text if you would like to sign up or learn more about our team member opportunities where you can make money as a contracted commission-based sales associate, technically a member specialist, because it's less about sales, and pushing something on someone. And it's more about just simply giving the person the information, because 9 times out of 10, just as a business specialist and as a business consultant and coach, I have experienced that most times people already kind of have an idea of what they're wanting to do and what they're willing to do and what they're interested in and how far they're willing to go. Most of the times they already have that idea. So there's really not much that you're going to say that's going to make somebody go in a different direction in many cases, because we make our own decisions. Now, there is information you can provide that might kind of push it, but as far as what they were doing and the mission that they're on and what their core values are, they're going to have those regardless, because that is them and you are you. So I'm not here to try to push any sales on people, inorganically. It's really about giving them the information and allowing them to make a decision that's best for them and giving them clear, integrity-based answers. So a great example would be when they say, will I be able to make $1 million, within the first year of being a member of the directory? I would want an integrity-based response, which is, this is not, or maybe not for the first year, but let's say the first night, or, within the first night, will I be able to make X amount of dollars? I want an integrity-based response, which is, this is not an overnight process. This is a building process. Depending on where you're at in your business and what tools you utilize from the directory is going to determine the sales that you receive from our directory. Those two combined. Because if you're at a place in your business where you're still building, you're still tweaking, you're needing that branding, you're needing that performance assessment, you're needing more insight, then we're still building. We're not going to be millionaires overnight. We still have to get your brand mission down. We still have to sit down and talk about interviewing and exposure. We still have to get your feet wet in other areas. So we are still building. This isn't an overnight process, because the service that you're purchasing is not a service where I am managing your business and, taking care of everything. And even then, that would still be a process, but they're two different services. The services that you're purchasing is not for me to manage your business or to brand your business. It is to promote your business, to market your business. And by getting more information about your brand and providing you with the branding assessment, a performance assessment, a support session, this allows me to see what kind of support you need to help tailor your brand and grow it. Because you might have a wonderful brand, but some of the things that you are doing could be steering people in the wrong direction, Or you might have wonderful products, wonderful brand, but let's say on your website, it's confusing for people when it comes to where to make a purchase. So that could be decreasing the amount of chances of people actually making that purchase, or you converting someone, or other things. So this is a building process. It's not going to be an overnight thing. Now, can you gain sales? Yes. Can you gain leads? Yes. Do some of them come instantly? Yes. Do some of them come with time? Yes. It really just depends on your model. It depends on your call to action, and it depends on your clarity. And it also depends on if you utilize the resources and the instruction that is provided, because with each resource, we sit down one-on-one, human interactions. You're not talking to a phone. You're not talking to a bot. You're talking to me one-on-one. And we are discussing information and ideas on how we can elevate your brand. So if you're taking that information and you're executing it, you're going to see growth in your business. You're going to see elevation in your overall presentation. You're going to see growth in your mindset about your business. You're going to see just overall expansion with your brand and your mindset. By the end of the year, your business isn't going to be the same, and your ideas for your business aren't going to be the same. You're just going to consistently be elevating and expanding. So that's what you should expect when you come to this network. But are you going to expect to be a millionaire overnight? Absolutely not. I'm not going to promise that to anybody, because I would be, I don't know. I can't, I would be lying if I said I knew that you'd be a millionaire overnight by joining the directory. This is a process. It is a building process. We're not here to just, sell you the dream. I'm here to provide you with the services that are listed in our membership and give you the benefits that come with those services, which is visibility, exposure, elevation in your brand presentation, as well as information on how to market better and how to speak to your target audience, as well as endless resources and events where you can find leads, people who will shop with you, collaborate with you, patronize you, long-term opportunities to network with professionals who will be great with building long-term relationships with, that I have personally worked with on a personal level for years. It's not like I'm like, hey, here's her, and I've only worked with her for 2 days. These are people that I've worked with one-on-one as business partners, as collaboration partners, as clients, as a shopper myself, shopping with their business. These are people that I've really had the time to really get to know and understand that are in our directory. And if they're newer people, they still took the time to invest in their business, because that's how much they believe in what they're doing and how serious they are about their brand. So that level of exposure from a directory is outstanding. It is above average. When you come here, you get these resources and tools, but you also get a community. So if that's what you're looking for, long-term growth, not instant gratification, then this is a great place for you. And that is an integrity-based answer. I'm not looking for anybody to force a narrative onto someone who's asking a question about whether or not something is going to be good or not for them. Give them the answer, give them the truth, give them your experience, and allow them to make the decision that makes sense for them. Because at the end of the day, when they come here, normally, like I said, they already have a way of thinking. If there's someone that's open-minded, or they're focused on delayed gratification or building, they're probably going to understand that message on the importance of not focusing on instant and more so focusing on quality and execution. And they understand that they are the catalyst for their business, not anyone else. So yes, you can promote your brand on our platform, but we do not control what happens when we send people to you and the leads that we provide for you. That is on you. How you call them, how you speak to them, what information you provide for them, that is going to be your decision, unless you hire, if you were to outsource or hire us to do that as well. That's a different story. But for the promoting side of it, I'm here to promote you and put you in front of other people. And you take those people and do with what you feel you should do as a professional to show them that you're that specialist. That's how I would want someone who is on the team to walk through it. So I feel like I've given a lot of detail and focused a lot on that, but let's focus on these benefits, because as I was saying earlier, when it comes down to benefits, a lot of people are feeling like the jobs that they're having at this moment are either not providing them with benefits that are worth the time that they're spending there, or maybe it just doesn't align with their goals and where they're trying to be. That's not everyone, and it's not a negative connotation. It just simply means like, I love y'all, but maybe it's time for me to explore other opportunities for income. And that's what I wanted to offer. So when we go to my membership specialist or remote sales associate position, here are the things that you should know. Number one, this is a contracted payout position. So this is not employment. You are not being hired. This is contracted. And that comes with a set of cons and pros and cons, whatever you want to call it. But I would say the cons of a contracted position is that it doesn't come with the traditional work benefits that you might receive. Like when you are an employee, you know that you're going to be getting certain benefits, health benefits. If you're full-time, if you're part-time, it might be dependent upon those things. You have scheduled and set hours that will be placed for you, and you are required to work those hours. Now, some of the pros when it comes to a contracted position is that you legally have the right to schedule your own hours within the hours of operation. So if I'm open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., you just come in and pick when you want to work. If there's a set amount of hours you're wanting, I think that's something we can negotiate in the contract, but you're not required. You have to work 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Monday and Wednesday. That's not right. So if you're in a contract position, depending on the state you're in, you may want to review that. But here in Texas, that's not right. So we would not be in charge of that. You choose when you want to work. If you want training and you feel like you need that, onboarding videos are available. However, you can schedule your training when you like to be trained. Now, if you don't need that and you're someone that kind of already knows what you're doing, you just need a little bit of information here and there, we got the onboarding videos. Let's move to the benefits. So first one is that you're going to receive a team member discount. This is going to get you 60% off on all memberships in the directory when you are ready to advertise your business. Now, if you after you make your first sale, this becomes active. This is just for you as a team member. It's not for everyone else, because obviously 6% off is a hefty amount, but we want to say thank you after you get your first person on. That chuckle was outrageous. But the next thing is you get a sales incentive discount. So you're going to receive a 10% off discount code to share with all business owners that want to purchase memberships through you, to give them incentive to go ahead and purchase through you and to track your sales through them as well. So when you're filling out the invoice that you're sending to them, you're giving them 10% off the order. For example, right now, I'm going to say right now because prices are changing, so grab them while you can. But our yearly membership is $1,000. Now, if they are going through a membership specialist, then it's going to be 10% off. And they're going to receive 10% off, which means it comes down to $900. Now, let's continue. The next thing that you're going to get is a generous commission. Now, because I understand commission-based does require that you're going to have to wait until you make that sale to make your payment. That means that we got to make sure it's worth your while when you get that sale, right? So I want you to feel like, oh, this was nice. That's how I want you to feel every time you make a sale. So we have a 30% commission on every sales profit, plus tips. If someone leaves you a $20 tip or $30 tip or whatever they leave you, that goes with it. So you are able to make that. Now let's talk about this commission thing. So I'm saying 30% off sales profit. That means if the membership costs $1,000 and you gave them 10% off, the customer paid or the client paid $900. So you will receive 30% off of $900. So that is $270 that you would get in a payout when you sell one yearly membership. The benefits that come with a yearly membership are outstanding. So when you sell that, you would walk through that with them, but you're going to get $270 after that membership is sold. Now, let's walk through this process. What happens is you tell them the information, you send them a contract to review to make sure that it looks like it's going to be a great fit. And once you send them that contract, you will then forward their business information to find out if they have been approved to be listed in the directory. Once you receive that approval, you now have the green light to send out an invoice. They pay that invoice and you will receive commission from that invoice. You will get a payout. So that is how that process works. So you will be trained on how to do the invoice. If you have your own business, you can use this training for yourself. But it's not that hard of a process. It's very straight to the point. And then once you send that, you're pretty much good to go. So let's move into some more benefits. Now we have our generous commission. You also get individual monthly bonuses. So on top of receiving your 30% off payout on every sale that you make, you get a monthly bonus. If you do $500 in sales, we're going to give you an extra $50. If you do $1,500 in sales, we're going to give you an extra $500. If you make $5,000 in sales, we're going to give you an extra $1,000. Tell me where you worked at. Because let me tell y'all something. I've worked in commission-based places and I've worked in non-commission-based places with brands that were making like buku dollars off of what they were selling. And I've never seen a commission like that. Let me tell you something. I was a seller. So if they were like, hey, every $5,000 you sell, you're getting $1,000, or not every 5,000, but at the end of the month, if you sell $5,000, you're getting $1,000. Guess what? I would have had $1,000 every single month extra in my pocket, because when it comes to selling, it's about understanding the product, understanding that you're not pushing something on someone, and knowing that you're looking for a specific person. Once you understand that that is that person, it's not even you selling. It's just you giving them the information and then them giving you the green light to move forward. So yeah, where was this? Look, I was writing this up thinking, where was this when I was selling? Because I wouldn't even, I'd be sitting somewhere rubbing my toes together with an ocean breeze had they had a something like this. But obviously this is a huge chunk of commission that you're receiving and a huge monthly bonus that you're receiving. But that is because that's how serious I am about investing in my people. I've always been serious about investing in my community, the members of our directory, anyone who has supported me. I got a lot of people that I focus on investing in, promoting, sharing, referring, loyally. And I'm serious about that at all times, including with team members as well. I think sometimes we make the mistake of thinking that it's not important to take care of team members too. It is very important to take care of team members because I do believe that how you treat your team members, your service providers, and the people that are in that inner circle is a reflection of your integrity. So if you're not wanting to do things to benefit them and support them with their growth, I do think it's a reflection of your integrity. Now, everybody may not feel that way, but I've worked for many brands where there were great benefits, but then there were people in charge who were not executing those benefits properly. We're not having that over here. So let's move on to these benefits. Like I said, you can get $1,000 bonus if you sell $5,000 in sales for the month. Now, on top of all of that, we also have the team quarterly bonus. So here's what we got. Oh no, I'm sorry, not quarterly, it's monthly. So for every month, if a team altogether makes $2,000 in sales, everybody gets an extra $50. Now, if the team makes $6,000 for the month in sales, everybody gets an extra $100. And if the team makes $20,000 in sales, meaning there's 4 people on our team that we're going to be bringing on. We already have 3 more slots available. Everybody gets an extra $500 on top of your commission, on top of your bonus. If you make your individual goal, if you don't make your individual goal, then that's not a bonus for you, but you can still get a bonus if the team makes their overall goal. So you got 3 opportunities to make a payout. And the first one is for sure certain. There's no maybe about it. The second one is dependent upon you individually. And the third one is dependent upon the overall team. So that's where it comes into play, where I wanted to make an environment where you can make money individually and you can make money with your team. And I think this is great because it removes that unnecessary competitive layer that is created in some commission-based environments where you feel like it's just cutthroat. I worked at places where it was like, we're not family, we're not team, we're not friends on this sales floor. Everybody's the enemy. That's what it feels like. And it really shouldn't feel that way. You know, you turn around for 5 seconds and somebody had already snagged up the client that you were working with. You turn around for 3 seconds and here they are showing them shoes and stuff or showing them clothes. And what they don't realize is that the customers translate that into a level of like thirstiness that can't be described. Because if I'm a customer and then I have you trying to throw something at me and you trying to throw something at me, it's just too much. And, you know, they didn't understand that sometimes in the environments that I was in. But I never want anyone to feel that way or be in that kind of a sales environment because it is absolutely unnecessarily stressful and tiring. So in this model that I've created, you get benefits for your own individual sales. You get benefits when you reach your sales goal for the month, one of 3. And you get benefits when the team prospers. So even if you can't take on schedule a discovery call with a client because maybe you're busy that day, you can still have the incentive to pass it over to a team member and say, hey, this person needs that. Is anybody open to take that? Because if they take it and they get it and y'all all get it, we all get it together. So, you know, that's the concept behind the model. Now, the next thing is a resume letter. So after working with us for 3 months, if you're able to generate sales, or if you're able to generate it earlier than that, we will provide a resume letter sharing that you were able to generate or produce sales for our brand. So you can take that wherever you want to go because it can be whatever you want it to be. If you want it to be a temporary thing that you just do to make some extra income for now, it can be that. If you want it to be something that you keep permanently to use to generate income, it can be that. I don't want to put a cap on what this role can be for you because I think that's where people make mistakes as employers and as team members, even though I'm not an employer because you're contracted. This is contracted. Put that out there. I have seen where people make mistakes on putting a limit on how much a person can contribute to their team simply because of where that person states they want to go. For example, I worked at a place, I can't say the name because it'll be too specific, but I worked at a place where they told me as a hiring manager, you can only have 10 people on your staff. More than 10 people, you're way above what you need. Now, that's great, but I'm getting me 20 people on this staff. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because people have life, people have family, people have illness, people have health, people have life, people have rest. And I'm not overworking people. I'm not pressuring people to make them feel like it's their problem that I didn't hire enough people behind the ends. I just not doing it. It's uncomfortable to me. I don't even like to even open my mouth to say stuff like that. So once I got to this location, I hired on twice as many people as they said I needed to. And the people that I hired all had different roles. And some people told me I wouldn't hire this person because she says she can only work one day out of the week. And she said that if it's not that day, she can't work it. I sat down with that person and I said, can you work this every time that I call you? You can work this day? Yes? Okay, you're hired. Guess what? All the company benefits, you're going to get them. Guess what? You're going to work that one day and you're going to show up and be silent for me. And I'm going to make sure that you get your pay and you get these benefits of being an employee on this team. And that person came and showed up every single time that I needed her, even on days when she wasn't scheduled. If I called her, she was there. So that relieved me because on days when I had to go train at a different store or teach someone else how to build sales for their store, guess who I was able to call? That same person that people told me I wouldn't hire her because she can only work this day. When people tell you what they can do for you and they are honest with you, appreciate them, believe them, and appreciate them. The problem that we have when it comes to work environments is that a person will tell you what they can do for you and how they can help you, and we will not believe them. We will hear them say, I do have these responsibilities. I do go to school. So these days I'm not available. And we will hear that and then still try to hire them and pressure them and say stuff like, well, if you're not able to work, then maybe it's not the right role for you. No, you didn't hear them the first time they said it. They said, I do have other responsibilities. So the first factor is hearing them. And then the next factor is letting them be who they are. Let them show up how they are. So I did that in my work environments. And guess what? I rarely had a day when I had to call because nobody could work. It was rare for me. And people started calling my store over and over again to find somebody to cover for their store because my store was always good. Even when people were sick, I was able to find somebody who could come in. And people loved coming in, even ones that only worked once a month or twice a month. Guess what? When they did show up, they made those sales. They cleaned that store. We made that money. I didn't have any problems. They stayed as late as I needed them to stay. So guess what? I'm going to work with you. That's what a real team looks like. But a lot of people don't understand that dynamic, and they're so focused on the power dynamics, when in reality, this is about us both prospering. When we both prosper, we make more money together. So that's my mindset. And that's the way that I'm wired when it comes to this because of my own negative experiences that I decided I didn't want to create a culture that was similar to that. So the last thing is we have a boss celebration. So every month the team reaches $20,000 in sales. If every month that the team reaches a $20,000 sale, every member gets a surprise gift, and the top seller gets a $100 shopping spree at one of the small businesses currently listed in our directory. So just another fun way for us to say thank you again. You get 3 different opportunities to make a payment or a bonus or commission, should I say. And then you get an extra gift, plus one person gets a $100 shopping spree with the business in our directory. Now, responsibilities are simple. 3. We're keeping it straight to the point. And you're never going to have to do more than that. If you ever do anything more, that's because you volunteered, you wanted to do it. But you will never be asked to do anything outside of what your role states that you need to do. So, number 1, know our brand, learn our membership benefits and our brand so that when people ask questions, you can answer them and provide factual clarity and allow them to make their buyer's decision with integrity. Not necessarily understand the difference between your personal experience and thoughts versus the brand's personal focus and thoughts. There's two different things there. And as a sales associate or a representative, that's something very big and important. But when you learn the brand, it becomes easy to speak to the brand, not just you. And you're able to combine those when you're talking to that customer. Let them know your personal experience, but also share what the brand is about. Then the number 2, conduct the calls. So schedule discovery calls with leads, people who have expressed their interest in becoming a member, but still have questions and want to sit down and have a one-on-one 20 to 30-minute call with you. They're really trying to understand, is this the right fit? And the people who we're looking for are not the ones that are looking to be sold to. They're the ones that are looking to be given the information and facts so they can make an educated decision. So it's not going to be a, please buy this and we're going to spend this and you can get a discount and, salivating at the mouth, because I've been in those environments and they're not fun either. I'm not trying to have you pressuring credit cards on folks. Now, we may have credit card down the line, who knows, but we don't have one today. And when we do have one, we're not going to be pressuring things on people. So you just need to conduct the calls. A person will book a call time. You can approve that call time if you want to take it. And then you take it and you call them and you have that one-on-one conversation. Now, the next thing that we have is close the call. So a person that is interested and would like to sign up, you will send them a pre-made contract to sign, and then you'll send them a pre-made invoice once they have been approved. Now, someone who is not interested and decides they don't want that, you will thank them for their time. You will offer them free resources from our Boss Babe Lounge. You don't have to share specific resources. Just tell them if they're looking for any free resources or events, they can head to our lounge, and wish them well in their business growth. And it's just that simple. There's no there's no pressure. You don't have to be sweating out of your brows to get them to make that purchase. Nothing happens if you don't make that purchase or sale, because we're keeping a team of 4 people. A lot of them are going to be high performers, probably all of them, and maybe 1 or 2 might be new to this industry. But at the end of the day, the sales part, that's just on you. Like, if you want to make more sales, you're going to book more discovery calls, and you're going to get better at, expressing your craft, and you're going to watch those videos to make sure that you're, expressing the benefits a little bit more clearly. And it's going to happen, because a sales thing is a number thing. If you talk to 100 people, you're probably going to get 5 people out of 100 that sign up. If you get that algorithm and you realize that, guess what? You're probably talking to 200 people every week, and you're going to have 10 people sign up every week. I don't know why I did 2, but you're going to have 10 people sign up every week. And if 10 people sign up for the lowest membership, that's already $3,500. But if they sign up for the highest membership, that is 10 times 5,000. That's $50,000 if I'm not mistaken. Did I get that right? Is the brain in the day? Okay. Yeah. So, that's $50,000. You make $50,000, you're getting commission, 30% commission for that $50,000. Let's start there. Okay. Off of 10 memberships. Heck, I'm a math person, so let's pull out the calculator. I'd like to do the math. I don't know about y'all, but I do. When I worked in retail, I had a calculator after I made my sales call, and I would pull up that calculator so I could see that commission was looking the way it needed to look. But if you get 10 memberships sold in 1 month, and that's $50,000, you're going to receive 30%. That's $15,000 that's going into your pocket in 1 month. On top of that, you're also going to receive a bonus of $1,000. Boom. And if everybody else on the team also makes their sale, I think you get additional, I think it was at $500 or something. But at the end of the day, you're making over $16,000 off of 10 lifetime memberships. That's the lifetime. You can still go down to a smaller one. She said, I don't do math, I do money. Look, I'm not mad at that. At the end of the day, it needs to make sense. And I understand with business that there are costs that need to be covered, but I also understand that there are opportunities for us to invest better into our people who are making us money. Because I can promise you that if I was invested in on this level when I was in my sales journey, I would have never left retail. I would have never left my first job if this was what the pay was going to look like. You're going to pay me big money every time I bring you a sale. I would have never left, because I would just be generating like that. And even if we move locations, even if we close down, y'all going to take me somewhere, because I'm going to be bringing that money in. So, that's just me. That's how I feel when it comes to that. I've had a lot of experience in the sales industry from all different angles, from a stock associate all the way up to a trainer, training store managers and assistant managers for the district. So, let's go back to these benefits, and then we're going to go ahead and bring on our guest this evening, because we were having a juicy conversation. I don't want to lose track. All right. So I shared the responsibilities, those 3 responsibilities. That's it. About our workplace, we are integrity based. I don't want anyone feeling like you have to pressure anybody to do anything, because that is not the case. If there's anything you know about me, it's knowing your worth, number 1, but number 2, knowing your worth and charging your price. Okay, your price is your price, whatever that is, whether it's business, friendship, whatever it is. Have your standards, set them, and know that worth. So I don't want anyone feeling like they have to beg, because the value that you receive as a member of our directory, it's unlike any other. Like we've talked about in the past, you get community, you get support, you get resources, you get consulting, you get opportunities to network with great professionals who could help you with elevating your business. You get collaboration opportunities. I mean, there's just endless support that you receive as a member of our directory. So it is well worth it. And the price point that you're able to get into right now at this moment is like amazing. The price point that you would pay alone for to be able to get consulting for branding, to get consulting for business performance, to get consulting for business support sessions, probably going to be anywhere from like $100 to probably like $300 per consultation, depending on where you go. So that right there is already $300 to $500 to $600 that we're talking. So for you to be able to get that on top of having your brand advertised for an entire year, 12 months, 12 months. I did this years ago when our price point was a lot lower. I know you remember, MJ, because it was like way in the beginning. I did this years ago. $30 is what the original price point started at, which is extremely low. But, you know, we all start somewhere, and it was really about letting people know that I was real at the time. But they know I'm real now because you see me everywhere. But $30 a year was how much I was charging for our entry level membership, which is like, I think $5 a month. No, $2.50 a month. So that's insane. A directory, an average directory price costs you $50 a month. And that was, when I looked that up, that was probably about like what, 2 years ago, I think. So it has increased, I'm sure. But let's do that math. 50 times 12. Average directory going to cost you around $600. Average directory is not including emotional support sessions, business consulting sessions, business performance and branding session, one-on-one support session with a human, not you going and filling in your directory information and waiting and letting people leave reviews, but you actually sitting down with a human, the CEO, the owner, assistant, whoever of that business, and getting that one-on-one human support. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, crazy, crazy times. Crazy. But yes, so crazy work. All right, back to this. I'm sorry. But you know, an average directory, you're not going to be getting all of those resources and support. And the stuff that you receive here, you're getting all of that at the price of $1,000. $1,000 per for 12 months divided by 12 is about $83 a month. For $83 a month, you're able to have your brand listed in our directory for the entire year. You're able to have your brand featured on our podcast, our blog, on our YouTube channel. You get unlimited advertisements that you can utilize. So if you're someone that needs to get your brand out there, you can utilize this unlimited. So these are like amazing things that would cost you a lot of money to be on different platforms, multiple different types of platforms, blog, podcast, live streaming show, live expos, personal one-on-one communities, private support sessions, private support chats, small business wind down, emotional support. This all comes together in one, and it's all delivered by a human. And even if I'm outsourcing anything, it's delivered by humans. And most of the outsourcing, actually, I think all of my outsourcing has been done by humans in the US that either are members of the directory or they work for Boss Babe Blog, but we keep it, you know, in the community. So that is like an extremely rich value. I can tell you about any directory member. You can put a directory member out here and I can give you at least like 3 facts about that directory member or about their business. So, and we can test it out. Drop one in the comments. Anyone who's watching, drop any directory member in the comments. Even somebody that you think I don't know about or that I don't pay attention to. Drop their name and drop their business. And I'm gonna give you 3 facts about that directory member. You can even do yourself too. And I'll start off with Charlie. So one fact about Charlie is that she's based in Virginia. She does cover the coastal Virginia area when she's doing her home staging and decorating. However, she is worldwide, so she can have your products shipped anywhere. And if you don't feel like doing the searching for the decorating, she will do that for you. And she also has a second business called Charlie Shops, where she does custom baskets because she loves to decorate and has 20 plus years of engineering experience, engineering and decorating staging experience. That is more than 3 facts about Charlie Shops, aka Charlie, in our directory. Okay, let's move to MJ. So MJ now has 4 businesses listed in our directory. MJ is based out of Georgia, but originally was from up north, okay? On top of that, MJ has multiple siblings and family. So that's 3, and I could keep going. MJ has businesses in multiple industries. We have apparel, we have travel, we have wellness. We now have digital products, okay? So these are just some of the things that I can tell you about the members of our directory. Now, I think it's really cool to be able to have a brand and then be able to speak with and know the brand owners that you're promoting on that level, because I think it's a testament to, number one, how serious we are about authenticity and knowing that you're dealing with real people. That I've dealt with, I've talked to and partnered with. But then also, it's just a really personable experience for me to know those things and share that with the shoppers too, because you never know how a person might be looking to connect with you just based off of where you're from, what you believe, what you provide, how you help the community, whatever the case may be. You could be that change in a person's life. So if anybody else wants to drop a business and the name, the business owner and their business name, feel free. I'll give you 3 more facts. It doesn't matter, any business, any industry. But that's just an example. So I say all that, fast forward back to what I was saying, but I say all of that to say that it's an extremely wonderful product and service that we are providing, and community and movement that we're providing to our clients at Boss Babe Blog. So you don't have to oversell, because people who see the value in it are going to sign up as soon as they can. So they're calling because they already see the value in it enough to be on a phone call with you to learn more about it. And they just need the information to determine if this is the right fit for them or if it's the right time for them. All right. Lastly, we talked about being integrity based. We promote work-life balance. Now, this is where I'm going to go ahead and bring on our guest of the evening so we can really chat about this conversation, because we were already having this conversation. Hello.
Now, before we go back into that work-life balance conversation, let me give you 3 facts about Boss Babe Blog, just in case we need somebody else to say something.
Okay.
Number 1, she loves to eat. Favorite thing to eat is crawfish. Okay? She loves to eat. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fat kid too. Okay? She loves her some crawfish. If you give her a bag of crawfish, she'll be your bestie.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's 2 facts right there. Number 3, she's also a business owner of multiple businesses across multiple different industries. Number 4, she has siblings, and she was the caretaker for siblings. Now, that's not to say that she didn't have her parents, but she was also caretaker to her siblings. Okay?
Hit the head on the neck.
Shall I continue? Because that's what you're going to. That's what you're going to. One more fact. One more fact. She loves the color pink.
I do. It's not my favorite, but I do love it, as you can see.
See, that's why I said love it. I didn't say her favorite. See?
Yeah.
Now, I said all of that. I came on with that just so that way, if somebody else is watching this on the replay, that this is real. Okay? This is real. It's not, hey, go learn about me on my website, bossbabeblog.com, and I can be a wrong. That's not what this is over here. Okay.
Stop on this food. I should have known not to be eating nothing with you.
Wrong. Now, the same way she can, she can give you facts about us, we can do the same about her. Okay. So when you are coming into the directory, whether you're coming in as a sales consultant, whether you're coming in as whatever field you are coming into, when you are interacting with Boss Babe Blog, yes, Lord. When you are coming in and you are getting ready to start working with Boss Babe Blog, please understand, this is not you dealing with AI. This is not a bot. This is not a robot. It's not that. Okay? We human around here. We laugh, we joke, we want to tell people about themselves. We human around here. And in 5 minutes, because she spent maybe about 5 minutes with spitting out facts about people she know in her directory, and I gave her the same thing back. I would not have been able to do that if she was, oh, hey, go check out my website.
It's the that's really killing me. I can't with you.
So please understand, whether you're coming into the directory, if you're coming into our communities, if you're coming in as a sales associate, come in with the expectation of you're going to get to know the person that you are working with.
Yeah.
Come in with the expectation of it is a team. And when I say a team, it's a team. It's not, hey, you do all this. It's, hey, let's do this. Because she stands right up at the front.
Yep.
Matter of fact, she might be one of the people closing out most of the sales if you don't know.
Listen. especially if you just give me that allow me help you.
She might be the one closing out most of these sales. But if you're coming in as a sales associate, everything that she told you, please understand that it is what it is. I just want to throw that out there because you gave great facts about little old me over here. I had to throw it back because, well, that's what we do over here.
I appreciate that. Oh, my. Okay, I was like, there it is.
Mine ain't working, but it's okay. It works when it want to work, but it's okay. We're not here for
we felt the love regardless.
That's what it is, and as Charlie says, she loves supporting small businesses.
I do.
And just because we say small businesses don't mean that we feel like we small businesses either.
Yeah, we're talking about small. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
The size of the employees that are working there. That is it. That is all. The tax bracket that we are going and filling out taxes under. That is it. That is all. Nothing else.
Let's not talk about taxes right now. Jesus.
Listen. I'm just trying to make sure people know, because sometimes they have these connotations like, oh, because you're a small business, that means that you're going to be available all the time. Because that means you're going to be desperate to work with me, or desperate to, feed me whatever I need so that I can sit in front of you and we can waste time. No, because you're a small business, you can schedule your own hours. Yes, but that doesn't mean you're going to schedule to do stuff just because you want to do it. You're doing it based off your business. So, you know what I mean? Everything is a choice, but no, you hit the head on the nail about a lot, pretty much everything, actually, especially about the part about this being a real business ran by a real human, which also means that we are real intentional. So when you come here, that's another thing that you can expect, to be intentional, scheduling, having days set out to do certain things. It's not going to be a spur of the moment. We're not going to be, jumping back and forth, going all around the place. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about our goals. We're going to come up with an action plan, and we're going to execute that on a schedule. So just another tidbit I thought I'd add in there. But yeah, anybody come on as a sales associate, just come on.
Now, with all of that said, happy Thursday. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. And you actually made me crave some crawfish. I'm like, dang, I finally got off that craving. And then here you go. Talking about some crawfish.
Man, you was never really off of that craving of crawfish. It just kind of passed for a little bit.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
You was never off of it, but it's okay. You can put the blame on me.
I'm craving some crawfish, some goosey soup. Hold on. I'm finding it. Oh, some oysters, some fried oysters, some raw oysters, some grilled oysters. Some crawfish etouffee.
That sounds.
I want some watermelon lemonade. Right now I'm drinking some grape hydration juice, but I want some watermelon lemonade. I made some the other day.
Listen, I told myself I wanted and of all the crazy things that I know that I probably don't need to be eating, I said I want a hot dog.
It's the way you said it. I want a hot dog.
I want a hot dog. It was just this past Sunday. I said I want hot dogs, and that's what I did. I got hot dogs.
That actually don't sound bad. I think I'm getting close to Mother Nature's time, and now just the foods that
it definitely was. It definitely was.
Mother Nature's. They just have a chokehold on you. Like you say, no, I don't need that, but then next thing you know, here you are waking up.
For real, the chokehold be the Mother Nature. Mother Nature's cravings. They hit differently.
They do, and so
they hit very differently, and I know it's approaching for me when I want something salty. I don't really eat a whole lot of salt. Like, now let me put it this way: I don't add a whole lot of extra salt to my cooking if I'm cooking. But when I want, like, I'm going up the street to get McDonald's fries, fresh out the grease with some salt on them. It's approaching that time for me. Because I don't usually do McDonald's like that either.
I have like pastries. I love some pastries, but I'm not talking about like, just anything. I like a nice thick cake with a buttercream icing, or some honey buttercream icing with some glaze on top. Oh Lord, we're getting distracted.
Yeah. Let's
talk about.
No, I was thinking about something I left in my car.
You leave in your car?
Some donuts.
Do you need to go grab that?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I'm like, dang, I'm good. That's the worst feeling ever, when you have something yummy in your car and you left it out there in that heat, especially in the South. It's pretty much,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Mhm. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I've got to take my vitamins today. Got to take my maca root on my workout journey. Got to make sure I'm feeding those muscles. But
Yes, Lord. Look,
um,
that part right there too. But yeah, back to this work
this
life
work life balance.
balance conversation.
Yes, let's talk about this work life balance, NJ, because I got my thoughts. But let's go back to what we were talking about as far as like just the experience of working and how it's not even normal now for work life balance. There's so many things to be stressed out about
It
to work.
it is like so for those of you who don't know, I hold multiple jobs on top of multiple businesses. And we're not going to talk about all that right now. We're talking about
You
specifically
got two jobs. Let me stop.
we're going to talk about the job. And one of my jobs, well, actually both of them, is very fast paced. But one is extremely fast paced in the terms of food service. Now, if you have never worked in any type of service job, food service, hospitality, retail, if you've never worked in one of those type of fields, you will not understand everything that somebody may go through. Okay, because it's one thing to be a customer,
Yeah.
it's another thing to be the worker.
Amen. Amen.
And I am slowing down my words purposefully.
Mm,
Catch it. Okay.
listen, you
It
speaking
is
facts.
a big difference. It is one and let me do this first. Shout out to all the service workers, past and present. Shout out to you. Now I work in food service. Now I know I deal with my share of ridiculous people. Um, and I still do not feel that food service is the worst service. I think retail has that.
Really?
Okay?
I
I
was
do.
y'all.
I think y'all, and the
The
reason
way
why I
people are
think
hungry,
y'all,
they hangry.
listen,
Okay, tell me
listen,
more.
I see more, and I think it's starting to change now because now food service is starting to look a little bit more ridiculous.
Mhm.
Um, but at first, a lot of the um disgruntled customers are usually people who can't find their size in store, who
Mm,
think that they one size and they not,
mm,
who think that they're supposed to have this at this time with this size, they're supposed to hold it for them. But I do also believe
mm.
that food service is not that far. I will say that. I do
Good point.
believe food service is not that far. In fact, they might be fighting for first place right now, given all the Facebook videos that you see about um and I hate to use this term, but Karens. Um,
Not to use a
is
civilized definition.
it's right. It's been a lot of Karen, Kevin, Ken videos. Um, both in matter of fact, I'm seeing more of
Kevin is
those videos.
crazy.
I'm seeing more of those videos in the food service sector than I am in a retail sector.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what? I was like,
Just
hold on. Like,
imagine, not everything is recorded all the time. So just imagine if, oh, you said that you had this size and I get here, you don't have the size. Well, ma'am, sir, we cannot account for the people that are in the store.
yeah. And then we hold stuff,
You
but
forget
we're not supposed to hold it past. Sometimes we do. There's so many different policies and stuff. But what you said, the first thing you said really stuck with me, which is that it is a completely different experience to be a service worker or provider versus to get the service. And
that. Hmm.
some people understand it, but they don't deal with both. Like if you're a service provider, because they're different levels, you got contractors, designers. I'm a service provider right now as we speak, but I was also a service provider in retail. And there's such a difference in the depth because you deal with customers on a day-to-day basis and you work extremely hard, and depending on what level you started, you're working hard for almost pennies if you're working at minimum wage. Now, I didn't stay there long. I think I first started when I was like 18. I got my first job, but I was promoted quickly because your girl was trying to make that money, that cash. So I was like on to the next.
Right.
So I was getting paid good money, but I was also taking on a lot of responsibility that really wears down your body, your mental, depending on where you're working and who you're working for, and if you allow it
Hmm.
to. at that level,
If
So
the key word there is if you allow it.
if you
Now,
allow it, and to an extent, because some people will do stuff that is genuinely like off the rip, just this is disgusting, you shouldn't be treating people like this. And so there's some moments like that where it's like, okay, I can see why you're angry about this, but there's other moments where it's like, okay, this isn't something that I should take home with me. But when I first started out, I took a lot home with me. But when you experience the
oh,
things you
absolutely.
do, yeah,
Oh,
so when you
Jesus.
experience like the things that you do as a service worker, and you get to see that side, you really start to understand and appreciate how you could be the smile in someone's day, or you could be the frown or the tears in someone's day. You can make that choice every time that you walk into an establishment. And when you
Mm,
choose to go out of your way to bring havoc and disruption to someone, negativity, passive aggressiveness, hostility, you are choosing to treat them that way because of whatever you're feeling in that moment. But what you fail to
exactly.
realize that's only one snippet of their life. They're coming here to work for you and get things done for you or be of assistance to you. But man, that's just a whole nother level. Like for me now, I already was respectful and kind, but when I go out shopping, yeah, you can have people clean up behind you, but I don't try to leave a huge mess all over the store because it's only one person working. And sure, it's her job, but she's being understaffed and underworked and probably not gonna have somebody coming in until 4 hours later. So everything that
Listen,
I throw on the table, she's gonna have to clean it up. And yeah, I might go
overworked,
to a restaurant.
underpaid, overstressed,
Yeah.
overtired. Now,
Just
I
because we
agree with
can doesn't mean we should. That's what I
listen,
saw
that part right there.
in
That
in
part right
service
there.
work. Just because I can throw the banana on the floor doesn't mean I should do it. Just because I can throw my plate and say, "Hey, they'll pick it up," doesn't mean I should.
Doesn't mean that you should.
There's a lot of
Listen.
stuff we can do in this life. Should we do it all just because we can?
Now, I will also say this because I gotta circle it back now.
Yeah,
We
bring us
talked
back,
about
girl. I went on a
we
rant.
talked we no, we're good. Look, we're good. We talked about working as a service worker and how it impacts how you treat fellow service workers.
Yeah.
However, on the customer side, and I got to say this, being a service worker has definitely showed me the ways not to complain to certain places. Okay, let's talk
Mm,
about that right there. A
mm.
lot of people will get up on social media and type out their little heart's content about how this establishment didn't do this or did do that, that they felt like it wasn't right. And they're going to Facebook. Let me ask you something. When did anything good from a customer complaint come from Facebook?
Okay, or proactive.
Nothing. Nothing. In fact, you
Nothing.
might want to be careful about complaining about a restaurant on Facebook. There was one establishment here in the city. I don't know who ran their social media page, but baby, I was cracking up because they was getting back with the customer who said, "Why did they go up in price?" But you didn't. You asked the person in the store, and the person in the store didn't know. So instead of you asking for a manager, dealing with it while you're in the store, no, you thought to be a keyboard thug
Yeah.
and go to social media. Now, I don't complain the same anymore. Okay. If I'm looking for if I'm looking for a solution to a problem that has been handed to me, I'm not going to social media for it. I'm
Yeah.
not. And the reason why I'm not, you don't know who's monitoring that page. Could be somebody's 16-year-old child who is with the foolishness. Could be the manager of that store who is also with the foolishness. Listen, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in this day and age right now that keyboard thug. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because and let me define what a keyboard thug is. A keyboard thug is a person who hides behind the keyboard, who hides behind the device, and does not know how to effectively communicate their issue.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you don't know who you're dealing with on somebody's social media page. Case in point, local restaurant here. A person posted anonymously to the word of mouth group. That's another topic for another day. Not gonna get into that. Um, posted to the word of mouth group about why the price of this particular item went up. And the person got into the comments and said, well, hey, this is the reason why it went up. And, in that moment, the customer did not say, okay, well, thank you for letting me know. The customer came back and said, well, maybe you should tell your staff that same answer, because when I asked, they didn't know. And what did the restaurant Facebook page do? Nothing professional. Okay. Nothing professional. Now, you don't know who you're dealing with. And sometimes you might not get a human reaction. You might get an AI generated answer.
Yeah.
You don't know who I don't go now. If I have an issue, first of all, number one, if I have an issue and I feel like it's not going to be explained or it's not going to be rectified properly, I'm just not going back.
How do you feel, MJ, about the fact that the dynamics between customers and the businesses has changed over time? Because if you've noticed, in the beginning of customer service and customer experience, it was traditional to think and say that the customer is always right. You rarely heard stories about a business responding back to a customer, or, people going back and forth on social media. I think, is it that social media has opened that door for people to, humanize their responses and not be so corporate? Or what do you think it is? And then how do you feel about this culture changing now?
I think that people being allowed to post grievances on social media has not really worked out for them in terms of them getting a response that they think that they deserve.
Mm.
I've never been of the belief that you're going to get anything positive done uh, based on posting on social media, because even when you do post on social media, and it could be a legitimate claim, guess what the business is going to tell you? Hey, please send us a private DM.
Yeah, or head to the website, because
Or
depending
head
on
to the website. We have a
man,
feedback form.
man, what you just
They're,
said is crazy. Like
they're not going to entertain you on social media. So the
the social
fact
media
that
is
people
not.
believe
Yeah.
that they're going to get the best response or the best feedback or a solution is to go and rant and roast on social media is sending me.
Or even just to expect that you're going to be getting a response or a solution on there in general, because social media is just that, social media. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the website. It's not the sales platform.
Right.
Wherever they
And
go to
then
conduct their business is where you go. If that's
is
in
where you
person,
go.
in person. If that's on the website, on the website. If that's
And
on
right.
Poshmark, then Poshmark. But you wouldn't go and purchase from Poshmark and then go to their social media, Instagram, and be like, hey, I have a complaint. Why wouldn't you just go directly where you made that purchase? And then what
Don't
you
they
said
send out
earlier,
automated emails talking about Rachel?
yeah, when you make a purchase, it sends out the emails and it tells you
Don't
where to
they?
go.
Don't they say Rachel experience? They didn't tell you to go rate it on social media.
But then what you said too was sometimes you think social media has opened up around where people will make posts about stuff, business and personal, but then be disappointed when they don't get the response that they felt like they deserved. They felt like they deserved. And like you said, another point with the keyboard thug thing, also, there's a wall here. So we're not looking at each other in person. And the things that I'm thinking that I might put out there, maybe in person, I would have expressed it differently, or I would have told you
Oh,
differently
absolutely.
as
Oh,
a
absolutely.
professional or as a business owner, or however. But because you're on social media, you made this post and I'm on my business page. Now let's get social. Now that doesn't, I'm not confirming or I'm not approving or denying or judging anybody's way of approaching this. I just wanted to have a conversation about it because I'm noticing.
Absolutely.
And
But at the same time, though, it's like I think the only thing that social media and having so much accessibility to a business, a brand has done, it's only made more confusion. Because, okay, for example, you get home and you find that you're missing something out of your order, and instead of, now we're not talking about the ones who actually call the restaurant or call the store and say, hey, I did this XYZ, who just go to social media, tag that particular page. All you have done
yeah,
was invite the rest of the people in the word of mouth group to complain about said experience. Now when you have somebody who goes in there and says, "Oh, well, my experience with them has never been this. I've always had great experiences when I went in there with them." Now that keyboard thug mob has now turned their energy to that person who's had a great experience with said restaurant. You
Mhm.
cannot you cannot discourage and you cannot discredit somebody else's opinion, somebody
Yeah.
else's experience.
Yeah.
Your experience was your experience. You are valid in how you feel, but
And you
there are
made it
going
a
to be
public
people.
conversation. You made
Exactly.
it a group
There are going to be
conversation.
people that disagree with you.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah. You don't like
Now,
get over it.
now another thing that social media has done, and this is where I feel struck as a teacher,
Mhm.
a lot of fear mongering happens on social media.
Mhm.
They'll type out case in point. Had was scrolling, trying to figure out what I'm posting for today.
Mhm.
And a person who is a fellow educator, but in a different sector, had posted something about the cell phone laws here in Georgia in the school system. Okay, well, instead of them saying, "Hey, they're going to crack down on cell phone use in school," the person decides to say, "They're going to take your cell phones away from your kids when you walk in the door." Um, that's not what the law says, because as an English professor, one thing that we have to do, we got to research.
Yep.
So
Research
I
and read. Research and read.
research and read. Period. Now I, as an English professor who research and read, went on there and posted the lovely screenshot of the law.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Right down in the comments. Now this post was probably on its way to go viral. Um and I think I kind of derailed their viralism
Mhm. Because I
by
mean,
posting facts.
that's like what we said before too. When you open up a public conversation, you're welcoming and you're creating that public thoughts. Now, not always
Mhm.
is it a hey, can everybody give me their tips? Sometimes people will give unsolicited, but when it is public, where people have the ability to do that, that's what's going to happen. And a lot of times,
Mhm.
it's not going to be from the person that you're looking for the solution from. I think what social media has done is it has given us a false sense of productivity. And what I
Mhm.
mean by that is similar to what you said. Like, if you really want a solution, you're not going to go on a social media page. You're not going to go on and post something. You're not going to go and you might leave a DM. But if you're looking for a solution, you're going to the direct source. You're getting the information and you're learning how we can make some changes, whether that's with the laws, whether that's with a business, whether that's with
Mhm.
a friend, but it kind of has created a buffer and almost like an excuse or a crutch for people to lean on instead of actually directly addressing issues and problems with
Right.
the source.
With the
Like, don't
source.
get me wrong, you can still, vent, get off your chest, all that good stuff, but did you go to the source and try to get a solution? Did you go to that person, that business, that friend, that law firm, whoever it is that you're talking about? Did you actually do
Facts.
that? It's easier to talk
Absolutely.
about it. And social media makes you feel like you've done something because you created that post. Now you feel like you've accomplished something when in reality, all
Mhm.
you've done is sit still. And I think that your voice is important. So it's part of the journey. Let me say that. Posting and talking about certain things is a part of the journey. But when you're looking for solutions, you're looking for proactivity, you understand that that's not always going to be the quickest or most proactive way to get a solution. So if you're wanting
Mhm.
a solution, that's different. If you're wanting to vent or rant, that's another thing too. If you're wanting to
Right.
embarrass somebody because you felt embarrassed or you felt disrespected or you felt angry, so you want to embarrass them, that's another thing too. But I think social media has kind of, like you said, it's created that barrier where we're not being realistic with how we would do something in real life or what
Right.
real
Because
life.
there's certain things that you would say, "Oh, this business can fall off the face of the earth," but you wouldn't say that to their face.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, though, going back to that particular post about them fear mongering,
Mhm.
I got to go back. I got to say this because it's important. If you don't like what's going on, and this is talking about the legal realm now, if you don't like what's going on, you have the right to voice your opinion the correct way. That's called showing up to town meetings. That's called voting.
I knew you was gonna say it. But
That's that's called being a concerned
yeah,
citizen.
educating yourself, challenging yourself on new concepts. I mean, there's so many ways.
Right. Like you can't, I mean, you can. Let me not say you can't. Let me backtrack. You can get on social media and say, I don't like the way that this is looking right now. And my first question to you is going to be, well, did you contribute to this or not?
Yeah.
And there are two ways that you can contribute. You can or you did not. Either you did or you did not. Did you go vote? Did you go talk to your local school board? Did you contribute in a effective way? Or did you say, it doesn't matter if I go do this or that. It doesn't matter. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. You contributed in two different ways.
And that's still, in my opinion, it's kind of like I want to say it's an emotional cop out because we're afraid of the power that we actually possess to make a change. It's scary to think about, what if I knew my power as a individual? And I'm not talking about just voting. I'm talking about creating an impact that could make a change. Because even if you decided you didn't want to go and vote, there's something that you could have done to impact your community to make a change against what it is that you feel like is negative. For example, if you feel like we don't have enough programs feeding into the youth, you can't create one. You can't find someone that creates one. You can't promote that on your social media instead of promoting the next shoe that Kanye about to drop. No disrespect to Kanye, because I love me some Kanye. His energy is crazy when it comes to Kanye. I'm on my Kanye energy, but I'm just saying,
old school Kanye West music, man. Listen,
old school Kanye West music, new school Kanye confidence. Because in the beginning, I don't feel like he had that same step of confidence in himself, but say what you want about the man, one thing he's not going to do is go along with the group. He's going to go along what he thinks is right. And I don't know if he's ever corrected himself on certain things that weren't right or whatever the case may be. But I do know, we know about that confidence because it's clear. You ain't telling me nothing. That's the energy. But at the end of the day, my point is we're making posts about people that we really don't even know, but you can't make a post about a community or a program that's going to help you with the problem that you have stated you have such an issue with. Like, we got to be intentional about our time because we have the power to make an impact. You may not be able to change everything, but the impact that you make when you walk into rooms and when you live on this earth, it is your choice what legacy you want to leave behind. So I feel like saying, well, they're going to vote it like this anyways, is an emotional cop-out because you're afraid of failure. Either you're afraid of failing when you actually try to make a difference, or you're afraid of actually embracing that you are powerful and impactful. And whether you vote or you didn't vote, whether you create a program or you don't, if you chose to do something that was going to make an impact, most likely you would have been able to make that impact. Whether it was initially or, with time, it was going to happen because you have that in you. But that's scary to think about for some people. So that's my thought on it,
And as everybody would say, let the church say amen.
Amen.
Drops mic and good day.
So I did want to add one last thing to this work-life balance, MJ, and then I wanted to get into your solutions. But there was something for me that always bothered me in retail when I worked with certain leaders. And that was that it would constantly be said in the company policy that work-life balance was important. But the actions that were shown through my leaders and through what they were asking of the team members didn't seem like work-life balance was really important. And I'm serious. Listen, let me tell you something. At one time, somebody was like, we're going to have our meetings on Fridays. I said, okay. So she was like, make sure your schedule is clear on Fridays because every time we have a meeting, you need to be in that building. Okay, got it. That's my job. Show up. Now, one day, they're talking about we're going to have our next meeting this upcoming week on a Wednesday. And I act like, no hablo inglés. No hablo inglés. And if you speak Spanish, I don't speak Spanish either. Whatever language you speak, I don't speak it because I'm not understanding what you're saying. So she was talking about, we're going to do it on this day instead, but it was last minute. And she's like, everybody needs to be there. Now, I understand we have job requirements, but you guys talked about the importance of work-life balance. So if I have something planned for that day with my family, with my health, whatever the case may be, I now need to go up and reschedule that. And then I should feel bad if I'm unable to attend something that wasn't even planned out. And I would pray to whatever retail gods are out there that when we get in this call, it's not you about to tell me something that I could have read on a piece of paper.
Oh, God.
But guess what? In many cases, it was something that I could have read on a piece of paper that I drove and spent gas mileage to get here. And one time, enough was enough. Somebody sent me a text message and was like, hey, girl, where you at? She's calling you. I said at home, eating this crawfish, about to boil up some crab legs. Baby, no.
I'll do it all, y'all. Now to piggyback off of that, and the reason why I chuckled a little bit is because I just had this conversation with my coworker. And I wish that some leaders would do. This is what I wish, this is what I feel.
Tell us what you wish, please.
I do wish that some leaders would stop writing checks they're not cashing.
Say it
You
again.
know, the adage is don't write a check that your butt can't cash. However,
He said your butt.
I did because it's not my platform and I'm trying to be respectful. Working. Your butt can't cash. However, leadership a lot of times are writing checks that their frontline workers have to cash. So it's not that you don't have the ability to cash. It's not in your job description to cash.
Yeah. You don't even understand what you're doing.
And if you do understand, you understood it from last decade.
Okay. Girl, I had that happen to me. I had a ex-manager talk about all of these bags in the building should be put up on the walls by the end of the day. It doesn't take that long. Even if you have on heels, it's not that hard. And I'm like, no, it is that hard, and it probably won't get done by the end of the day. We got other things to take care of unless you want me to redirect my focus. So she proceeds to say, it's not that hard. I've done it. I said, okay, well then do it. Now, obviously, that probably wasn't the best response. And
it was.
Be prepared. Everybody be prepared for your second job that you're gonna have to fall back on because you may not be there for much longer. I'm gonna be transparent.
It was the best response, and I'm gonna tell you why it's the best response. Sometimes leadership forgets where they started from.
True. I could have said it better. I could have worded it a little bit better. You know,
I mean, you probably could have worded it better. However,
okay,
you said what you said.
Listen, I don't want them coming back looking for Katana and MJ talking about something. You told me. No, listen, there's a softer way to approach these things and how to get these points across clearly. And sometimes you don't even need to say it. You need to document it and speak with somebody else because you've already spoke with that person. But because that sometimes you need to go to source like we talked about. Some people aren't listening. However, with that also being said, yes, you are right. Sometimes leaders forget what it feels like to be in that role. And so they, like you said, write that check that they can't cash. And when I said that to her, I said, okay, so then you do it. Like, show me, please show me. She could barely make it up the ladder with the first 3 bags. This is the first trip and you already huffing and puffing. So baby, if you huffing and puffing about to blow the whole house down, how you think I'm going to do it on top of doing what I have to do for the day? She was, yeah, okay, maybe you guys need a couple more days. Yeah, maybe. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that it's not that she wasn't physically capable of doing it, but you haven't been doing this in a while, so your body is not used to doing that strenuous work like that.
It's a condition. You're not conditioned to it.
My body is conditioned to doing this strenuous work, and I'm telling you with my body in this shape that is going to take me a long time. You're telling me when you haven't been conditioning yourself to do this physically that it shouldn't take more than 30 minutes or it shouldn't take more than 24 hours to get this project done. That's not realistic. And I'm telling you because I'm the one that's doing it on the forefront, you know? So you that right there, leaders cashing checks or writing checks they can't cash.
The leaders writing checks that they don't cash. Like it's not that they can't cash, it's that their position is not. Stop volunteering your frontline workers.
Their position. No, seriously. Like
stop volunteering your frontline workers for everything. Not everybody can do it because eventually you're gonna start hearing the word no.
Yeah, you're gonna start hearing the word I'm out.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. I just said that too. I said y'all gonna keep writing checks that y'all don't have to cash, and then eventually those checks, aka your frontline workers, are about to start bouncing.
Yeah, which is why we have such an issue with people being able to retain their top talent in retail in a lot of industries, because people are out here promising all of these wonderful and amazing things when you come to a work environment. And then when they're actually there, there's a lack of accountability. There's a lack of consistency. There's a lack of care for the actual employees or team members. There's a lack of clue on how to speak to the team members and how to really motivate a team and understand what they need to be successful. And we're still expecting that we're going to make millions of dollars when you're not even providing that from the beginning of them being hired. I came into a hiring environment one time for a sales position, and I'm sitting in the back, and the person who's supposed to be teaching me about sales and how to cater to the clients is talking about how Mexican people, I forgot what it was she said, but it was real stupid. And it was sounding like something from somebody that don't really want to make money. Oh, something along the lines of like, I just hate, here we go with these Mexicans. They always bring in a lot of people. And I'm like, this is my first day. And she wasn't talking to me, but
that would have been a lot. That would have been my last day.
Listen. And it clearly wasn't my manager. So I'm not working with this person, but this is somebody who is supposed to be of a level that's higher than me and whatnot. But this is the type of energy and environment that you are welcoming people into within them first getting to the brand. And you're expecting that with that type of a performance that they are supposed to just soar and be money makers and millionaires. You're not going to, I hate to break it to you, you're not going to make money makers off of complaining about the people that are walking through your doors that are really an opportunity for you to make a sale. Every single person is an opportunity to make a sale. I don't understand it. How are we complaining about traffic coming through our doors? There's people who are begging for traffic to come through their doors and their websites. So one man's trash is another man's treasure, I guess is what we could say. But at the end of the day, you have a lot of experiences like that. And then you have people expecting that people should perform at an X amount of quality. And I'm just not, it's not correlating in a lot of areas, not all. Because I did have a really great leader one time. Actually, shout out to two people that really supported me and encouraged me. But one of them, his name was Juan. And I never forget what he said to me. Because I was I was leaving my micromanagement phase somewhat. I was still in it, but I was also leaving the over worrying phase in retail because I was a manager at the time and I was, getting to managing teams, scheduling. And he said something to me one day because I was just freaking out about stuff that needed to get done. And he was like, number one, it ain't rocket science. And number two, nobody's dying. And if nobody's dying and you don't have to do rocket science, it's a beautiful day. And even if you do have to do rocket science, nobody's dying, it's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day.
At the end of the day, you don't have to stress yourself out because if I have to wait until the morning to go and fold, that whole wall of shirts, I'm still alive. Everything's going to get taken care of. We can work through it together. That's just a part of life. Sometimes you have those. And that was one lesson that I really did, keep with me. But over time, I started to repeat that over and over again and understand the value behind that. And my mother shared that lesson with me too when I was in retail as well, which was you don't have to bring everything home with you because it's not as big as you think it is. You're going to get past this and then realize how little it was. But then the other message was from a leader, and her name was Maritha, and she was my district manager at a retail location. But one thing that always stuck with me was the way that people wanted to move mountains for her, to work with her. They were happy to do that. And I came from a place where people micromanage. I came from a place where people don't trust the people that they hire to do what they're supposed to do. I come from a place where people give very little benefit or incentive and expect that everybody's going to be happy and want to perform their best. So seeing the way that she spoke to her leaders and how she trained them and how she was able to still have standards, but also create a fun, wonderful work environment really helped me and gave me a great example of what that could look like for me with my own twist. So that's, when I'm talking about this work-life balance is actually what the motivation was for me when it came to my program, because there's so many things that I experienced that I was like, this isn't it, this isn't it, this isn't it. And when I create a culture, I want it to be something that's fun. We can still make money. We can be proactive and get things done. But at the end of the day, you're going home feeling like you made more than trauma and half of a check, because that's what a lot of these jobs give you. You're stressed, and then you've worked yourself to the bone physically, mentally, emotionally, and you're not feeling like you're getting enough income for the amount of effort and work that you're putting in, the amount of money that you're bringing to this establishment. So that, in a nutshell, that was me. That was my little message.
I can understand and agree. And just to throw out there, my direct supervisor, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Love him to death. because he's been in our shoes
Mm-hmm.
recently, very recently. So it's not, oh, you've been out of the classroom in the last 10 years. You don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not the case with him, but he told me this one piece of information, this one thing, and this is something I've definitely taken with me most throughout most of my time. He said, you don't get paid for more than 40.
I remember you saying that.
Now, are there moments where I feel like I have to take work home because mentally I was done and I didn't do it at the office? Yeah, but that's not a normal thing. That's not, I'm not connected to my phone all the time at the moment. My phone is on do not disturb. I can do that. I also, because when I first started, I did have email connected to my phone as a teacher.
Yep. Yep.
I don't have that anymore.
How does it feel, MJ?
It feels amazing.
I was so prepared.
It feels amazing.
Oh.
Because if I want to respond to a student, guess what I have to do? I either have to be in the office on my computer or I have to be at a desktop. I'm not riding down the road responding to student emails. Now, granted, I wouldn't be doing that anyway because I'm not that coordinated to be holding the phone like this and driving. I'm not. So, no. I don't feel like I have to respond to students at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, PM. Okay, so definitely the work-life balance has definitely improved for me because as we both know, email was connected to the phone, had remind on the phone.
Checking that email. What they sending me now? Like that email was you and that email was locked in.
Yeah, we were besties at one point, and now we're estranged.
Yeah. As it should be.
We are estranged.
Experience.
We have a great cohabitation relationship Monday through Friday. Because I might check email on Friday.
Yeah.
Great cohabitation. When it's time to go, it's time to go.
Congratulations, because that takes it from coming from a previous recovering workaholic, which I am getting better every day. It is a hard thing to do. And this year I have been able to pull back myself as well. Like at one point in time, I know you know, but I would just be open, available any day, any time of the morning.
I would be getting notifications from you at 4:00 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. I'm like, ma'am. And I know we are in 2 different time zones. So, ma'am, it is 3 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I be cursing you out.
Listen.
Like, what is she doing?
Cursing you out.
I be cursing you out. Like, what is you doing?
Listen, they were making fun of me at the karaoke night. They were like, well, you know, she's saying good night, but we about to hear from her in 2 hours. She gonna be like, okay, guys, we put out another block. I was like, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. But no, I mean, you know, the thing for that though is that sometimes my workday, it doesn't end or it doesn't start or stop when the average workday does. So, and I have clients in all different time zones.
Right.
So,
and I had to remember that. I was like, you know what? Yeah. It's not that she wants to be up at old dark 30, getting stuff done for clients.
It's dark 30.
Old dark 30. It is just simply the fact that, you know, this might have been the best time for her to do that. However, when it started to look like it was daily, like you are at old dark 30 every day, ma'am, I was cursing you.
Listen,
I was cursing you out. You just never heard it.
Checking the DMs, checking the messages, looking through stuff, people asking me questions on. I even have people that are reaching out to me on personal lines to talk about business stuff, friends, family, whoever. And I transitioned away from that to the point where now it's like if we talk about business, we do it in a consultation. And it was so hard for me because I kept equating accessibility to my ability to be successful. That's what I kept equating that with. If I'm overly accessible, it's going to increase my chance of me being successful, which in reality, being overly accessible decreases your chance of being successful because you are overworking yourself. You are overcommitting.
It's going to lead to burnout. It's going to lead to stress out.
When you overcommit, you underdeliver.
Yep, absolutely. So, it's one of those things. It's like you have to find now. Let me just throw this out there for all the people that are listening to the sound of my voice. If and only if being overly accessible, readily available 24/7 works for you, do you, boo boo? If that is how you get your bread buttered, if that is how you make your day, whatever helps you sleep at night or the day or whenever you are sleeping, do you, boo boo? What we're talking about over here is proper rest,
Yeah.
skincare, what's the word? Decompressing.
A
We're
consistent schedule, whatever that
Yes,
is.
scheduling. We're
Yes.
talking about accessibility and availability. We're
Yep.
talking about office hours. Now, if this does not apply to you, it does not have to apply to you. And please do me a favor. I'm going to be the one to say this one this time. Forgive me in advance. Please don't get in the comments talking about what you would do. Okay, dumb Dora, I'm not talking to you.
Oh, what you would do.
Okay, dumb Dora,
Not
I
meant
got
to be a
you.
pressuring thing where you feel like because you hear the message, this now has to apply to you. The whole point here is everybody's
See,
capable.
here goes the nice angel. I'm
Listen,
looking for.
no, because I got to give that detail because for some people who are maybe new to business or new to the art of not comparing themselves to the next person, this is something it's not ringing, but it's not about, it's about your capability. And
Right.
sometimes try to be overly capable in areas that we are not physically capable of. Like you cannot physically be up 24 hours 5 days in a row answering questions on different places and stuff and trying, because that was my problem. I'm getting notifications and questions from all different avenues. People are sending texts, people sending calls, people are trying to reach me on personal lines, people are trying to send me memos and reminders. And what they fail to realize is you are one person. I am dealing with over 70. And on top of dealing with over 70, a good probably 20 to 30% of them I'm dealing with on a very one-on-one basis for projects, for social media management, for website design, for flyer design. These are things that I have to do and be able to recall with every single client at a detailed rate. So with that being said, it's not just, so if you send me, if you say a memo like, hey, just so you know, my website changed, girl, I hope you're not expecting me to retain that memo. It needs to be in the portal where all memos need to go. And if you are wanting someone to assist you with that, it needs to be in a scheduled consultation where I'm sitting down and mentally capable of receiving the information you're providing for me and giving you something of clarity, of benefit. You know what I mean? So, because I'm human, this is an AI. Now, if you're doing AI generated, that's another thing. If you're doing Chat GPT, that's another thing as well. But some people prefer to deal with a human. And for that reason, you would sit down in a one-on-one human interaction. We do have after our clients though available. Yeah, I had to put that out there. If you are someone that is a client already, this is only for people who have purchased from Boss Babe Blog or NBC.click. If you have not, this would not apply to you. But we do have an after hours service available. And if you are a member of the directory currently, we have it where you can get $100 off. Where you use that special code that was placed in our group chat and inside of our Facebook group. But this is where you can get access. This is a text hotline, but you are placed on a list after our clients. So when you need questions, when you need help, if you need last minute assistance, if you need coaching, if you need encouragement, whatever it is, you're going to be placed on this list. I'm only doing this with 5 people because I need to see what level of capacity I have. Amen. Okay.
Amen. Amen.
But we're trying it out with 5 people. NBC or Boss Babe Blog clients. But even then, that specific service was something that I measured, that I sat down and thought about. I didn't just say, I'm just going to do it because I need to be accessible, because I need to be successful. That mindset really did hurt me. And it had me overworking to the place where I ended up going to the hospital for the strain that I put on my body physically. And then was physically and mentally just drained. And when you're drained, you're not able to give yourself your best, but you're also not able to give anybody that you're supposed to be servicing your best either. I saw a difference in my performance. I saw a difference in, my work has always been quality. That's not something like I don't put out, non-quality work for my clients. But I saw an increase in quality and productivity for my clients. I saw me coming up with more ideas that might help their business grow faster. So, when you get that rest, you're able to do that and you see things a lot clearer and quicker. So you got to take care of yourself. That's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about making anybody who has a system feel like their system can't work. If you are replenished, you're not tired at the end of the day, you're not exhausting yourself, then that might just be the system that works for you. As long as you're not doing it because you think that you're valued. Exactly. Look, she thought, do
Do
you
you, boo boo?
listen?
Whatever works for you, boo boo.
Do,
Do you?
but
This
beyond
is a
yourself,
conversation about, separating business from personal life. This is
yeah,
a conversation about, setting boundaries. This is not a bashful conversation.
yeah.
Please do not take any information from this and feel like you have to apply, you have to do. You don't have to do anything but pay taxes and die.
And Fry, listen now. I don't know if these words are sensitive on Facebook.
Everybody know that taxes and death is the only two things that's
Listen,
guaranteed in life.
but you know how Facebook is. They'll be posting all kinds of crazy mess. I didn't see people's backsides, and that never gets taken down. But the second I say something about a business,
Man, I
baby,
know it. I'm
look,
sorry.
I ain't gonna say nothing else because even the words that you say, they are using in the algorithm. So there's certain words and verbiage you need to use if you want to increase your chance of being placed at the top of the algorithm and not having issues. So I'm gonna be careful about what comes out next.
All right,
But
let me go talk about my solutions that I
yeah, yeah,
provide
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
folks. Let's
Let's
let me
read.
find something safe to talk about.
Please find something safe, MJ, because I'm telling you, it's crazy out
Let me
here. I'm
find
just
something
trying to
safe to talk about,
trying
man.
to do
But
my
it's
job.
true. Okay, all right.
Just trying to do what you talking about, but it's true. No, 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 no. Listen, we made our point. I hope they were able to receive it. I have confidence that our audience was able to receive it enough without me having to go into depth. Amen. But
Amen.
let's talk about your solutions. So we had some great conversations tonight. I enjoyed every single one of them. Um, and I feel like we even touched on stuff that we could even go deeper on another day. But
Oh,
let's talk about, yeah,
definitely.
because I felt like there was stuff where I was like, man, there's more to that. Like there's more sides to that. But tonight I want to make sure that we also talk about some solutions that might make someone's life easier. So we are going to be talking about your brand, the Queen's Digital Studio. So talk to me about, how you're making people's lives easier and which people are you helping?
So with the Queen's Digital Studio, while I do strive to attempt to help everybody, um, the biggest focus right now is business owners.
Okay.
Um, as you are aware, um, business owners, especially those who are doing it alone, don't have a team, don't have help. They have to be the planner. They have to be the person who reach back out. They have to be everything.
Every
And it's a lot.
It is absolutely a lot.
It is a lot. When you're doing everything on your own before you can afford to ex what's the word I'm looking for?
Delegate.
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
Before you're able to afford delegation and, you know, handing off certain things to certain people who are specialized in it, you're gonna be doing it by yourself.
Yep.
Um, and one of the things that I set out to do is to help out with the engagement portion of that. Now that can be expanding. We could be adding other things, but right now we're just focusing on small business or entrepreneurial or monetization engagement. Um, because as I like to say, if you are invisible on social media, you are broke. If you are invisible, you are broke. And one way to increase your visibility is to post consistently. Okay. Now, this is not go viral quickly. This is not get rich quick. This is consistency. So if you had the ability to just post an engagement question and allow the people to answer your question where you can have a conversation with them, would that be something that you would be interested in? If yes, then you would want to subscribe to the Queen's Digital Vault. Of course you would. Why not? Um, you would want to subscribe to the Queen's Digital Vault. Now we do have two different tiers that are paid. We have three tiers total. Okay. If you are looking for the ready-made social media engagement post where you are able to just pick the question that you want to ask your audience and post it and then engage, you want to subscribe to the vault that's going to be the two paid options. Okay. Now we do have a monthly version and a yearly version. Okay. For those who might want to pay it all out at one time for the year and they don't want to think about it no more. They don't want to see the notification of, hey, your card's just been charged X amount of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
We can take care of that for you. So we have two different access. We have the vault access where you have this, I would call it a library or a vault of engagement posts. And there's going to be various types of engagement posts. This is more than just, hey, let's go ask this question. You can have the long form questions. You can have the this or that questions. You can have the very popular, I like to call them word association.
Mm-hmm.
Use this big word and come up with other words that you can use with these letters.
Oh, I love
Um,
those. I used to love
yes.
those.
Listen, I got a 5-pack of them up on my website right now.
How much?
That was a shameless plug. I'm sorry. Um,
How much are
but
they? How much are they on the website? Where I'm looking,
they
I'm reading.
are. I want to say they're $2. Wait, let me check because I have my site up. I have my back office up. Yeah, they're $2 for 5 of them.
Okay.
So,
Also,
you know,
fine.
just different things, like there's different types of done for you engagement posts that you're not going to be looking at the same type of questions. So if you want access to the vault, you want to pay it monthly, it's going to be $10 a month.
Okay.
Okay. That's going to give you access to every post as long as you continue to subscribe, every type of post. And they're done in folders. They're not just individual posts just thrown in there every once in a while. They're done in folders where you are able to collect that folder of posts. And that folder can be anything from 30 to 50 to whatever. You have access to that. Okay. So the monthly version is going to be $10 a month. Or if you want to pay it all out for the year, it's going to be $100 for the year. That's a steal.
Yeah, it is. You got a lot
That's
of
that's a steal. If you want to pay it out, it's going to be $100 for the year. Now, if you want a little bit more access to me, along with access to the vault, that did have to go up from the last time we was on the show because, well, my time is also expensive.
Yeah, it's worth it. I
It
mean,
is
not that
expensive.
they're in your networks and your communities is high quality engagement. I mean, even
Right.
from your know that from your travel community, from your travel newsletter, you now have a digital community. We know that from you even being a seller and a promoter in our communities. So if it
Yes. We also
doesn't,
have the digital tribe. So there's a lot
yeah,
going on that I have
yeah,
going on. So
engagement.
for those who might want the Vault Access plus MJ Access is what is listed on the website, is going to be $29 a month.
Okay.
Or
Oh,
you can pay the yearly option and it's going to be $300 for the year.
okay.
That would give you, and you'll be proud of me because at first I had it set for, I think I had it set for like $20 a month. And then I was like,
I'm so
that
glad
ain't,
it's not
that,
enough. You be
not enough.
doing a lot, and you really do pour in to your community. People like that, engagers, creators, business owners like that. We definitely have to make sure we're paying those people their worth because it's real passion with real humans, and
Right,
that's a
right.
lot.
So yeah, it's a lot. So the vault with MJ Access would give you, of course, access to the vault. So anything that is released and dropped, you would have instant access to, plus access to me. So, for example, if you wanted to have a set of engagement posts customized to your brand, we will be offering that feature. The MJ Access version of the vault would have first dibs to that,
Mhm.
and then we would start promoting it out to everybody. Now, for those of you who are new to me and might want to see my work before you decide to subscribe to a monthly subscription, perfectly understandable. I get it. We also have the freebie station. Now, the freebie station is not the same as the vault. Okay, it's not the same. The freebie station, I am dropping maybe 1 or 2 different freebie products a week. Okay.
Okay.
This is not access to MJ. This is not, hey, MJ, can you do this? Can you make me this? That's not that at all. This is, I'm giving you free, this is more like Freebie Friday access. But instead of me going into the Facebook communities where I could potentially be booted for saying, hey, I dropped a freebie on a Wednesday, the freebie station would have dibs on that first. Then, once we're able to post, in the different groups on Friday, following all the group rules, then those who are not subscribed to the freebie station would be able to get in there. But you would want to be a part of the freebie station because they're typically the ones who's going to have the freebie access longer than just the Facebook communities. Like I think last week I dropped freebie on a Monday.
Oh wow. Okay. She doing freebies on a Friday, freebies on a Monday, and freebies on a Wednesday.
Listen, there was one time I started in the Facebook groups, it was freebie weekend. I would start on a Thursday, I would let it ride all the way out to Sunday.
And so these are already pre-made freebies that are on your website in a specific section where they can go and receive these already made templates versus the vault where they will be getting access to you, your digital studio, seeing you work. Is that more so?
That's what we're working towards. We're working on getting up our YouTube channel for the Queen's Digital Studio. We're working. I got to figure out why I can't connect it with StreamYard right now. It's something going on. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm going to figure it out. But the vault with MJ Access, yes, it would be, hey, come in and watch me design this set of engagement that I'm getting ready to put out to the vault, or watch me make this freebie that I'm getting ready to give out to the freebie station. Things like that. So that way you're able to, first of all, see that I am human. I am very much a human. And two, you might be able to say, hey, I have questions about XYZ that you're making. When can we discuss how to do this? Because eventually people are going to want to learn how to do what I'm doing. And yes, that is something we will be offering. We will be offering classes. We just got to get our life together. And we got to get our life together and, kind of slow down a little bit. Once we slow down a little bit, we might be able to do something like that. But definitely, if you are interested in that, you can always head over to our website. Of course, besides the vault, if you just want to become a subscriber to the Queen's Digital Tribe, that is where you'll learn about new releases, freebies, all that good stuff. Again, before social media, because it's not guaranteed to be here all the time. So if you want to subscribe to the Digital Tribe, you are more than welcome to do that. We have the vault access, and then you can always just go and shop the store. If you don't want to subscribe, you just want to pay one time, you just want that one product, you can always go and shop the store. But if you are particularly a business owner and you're on social media, and some days you just don't want to be on social media, and to have something pre-made that you can put out so that way you're not ghosting your audience, but at the same time you're able to take a little bit of a mental break.
Yeah.
This is definitely something that you want to think about and you want to consider. It's for just basic vault access is $10 a month.
And that's scheduling the post, and then just taking a break off of social media sometimes can be a really great refresh because even when you feel like you're being productive, busyness does not always equate to productivity. So
exactly.
Schedule your post, let people engage, and then go take that pause and then come back refreshed. So
right. Like it's
okay.
It's
not a crime.
Like, it's not a crime. It's not a crime. But if you and just basic vault access, it's not, $10 a month is what some people spend in food per meal.
Yeah.
I would say per day, but
sometimes people just spend $10 on an app, and the app isn't even something that's going to bring them money or help them out in a business realm. So there's like $10 can be spent or used or invested or wasted. I mean, it's just about what you do with your money and how you use it. And if you're we talked about this I think like a couple years back. I'm not saying that all of your money and all of your movements have to be dedicated to your business, but there should be a good 80-20 or 90-10 rule on how much money, time, and energy is focused on business versus how much is focused on extracurricular, and being intentional about that time, because you could spend on on a meal. You could spend $10 on, some crawfish. You might not get as much, but if you're in Texas, but you can still spend it, or you can go get you that digital support and
The
have your
digital vault access and
yeah.
have your post ready made,
And it's really
ready made post.
you could honestly do both. With that price point, you can do both. You can get you your $10 burger and you can go get your
Oh, absolutely.
get your
Absolutely. It's not to point. The vault access is just the standard access, and it's not to break the bank. Mm-hmm. It's to help you with your bank. Yeah. Because if you're, like I said, if you're on social media, and as we talked about earlier in this, social media can be draining.
Mm-hmm. Everybody
absolutely draining. And if I can, there's so much going on social media between what you can and can't post, what you see, and
look, man, the expectations that come with it, the unrealistic instant gratification that comes with it.
Sometimes we just had a full-blown conversation on that. And sometimes, like a lot of times, not sometimes, a lot of times, we need a break from social media. But as business owners, you can't truly break like you want to, because if you do, you're going to lose everything you have been working so hard for.
Or at least it feels that way,
Yeah.
Because in some cases, we have worked very hard to build up consistency, and we work very hard to let our audience know where to get those solutions via our website, via our store.
It's a challenge sometimes when you are a business owner on social media, and just to have something where you can go through and look at the post, look at the post. You can go through and download the entire folder and look at the posts that are being offered. And if there's something in there that you don't want to use for that day, you don't have to use it. Okay. Now we're not talking about going viral either. Going viral was not my intention when I designed the Queen's Digital Vault. It's not my intention. Now, if you do blow up based on a social media engagement post, great. That is awesome. But I'm not out to assist in going viral. We're not rage baiting. We're not clickbaiting. We're not doing that. Now, are there going to be some engagement questions that might be a little motivated to the current time? Yes. Things that are going on right now that make some great engagement posts.
Yeah.
But it's not, hey, I'm not going in saying, hey, here are 500 clickbait posts. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Because in all reality, it's not as when you're doing it simply to get a reaction, although people can make money off of that. If you're trying to do something for the long term and you're wanting people to know you as that specialist, creating content that's going to make someone angry isn't necessarily the goal, or creating content just because it's popular isn't necessarily the goal. It's about creating content that aligns with your identity, so that when people see that, because that's what a lot of these people that go viral do. It's not like they just randomly said, let me do this. Some of them might have, but a lot of them, like we've talked about on many videos, have been doing content creation for years. They've been posting for years, and this is their personality. So you just so happened to see something that was controversial, but it wasn't like they were going out of their way to do it. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people are successful in that. Like, there's people who will post stuff. Like, there's one lady, I think she does this on purpose, but she'll post a video like she's getting ready to do her hair, and then you think she about to do something crazy and fancy with it, and then she pulled down the sheet and it's something that's the complete opposite. She be doing that on purpose. And
there's a lot of those posts that just, they make me mad.
Listen, and some of them it's to create an emotion, but everything doesn't need to be so reactive as far as like, I just want to get you to make me viral. It can be proactive, where it's like, how can I get a message across that is aligning with my business, or something that's going to make somebody feel, and even whatever it is you want to talk about. Heck, if you just want to do rants all day, still you're doing those rants for a long period of time in many cases before that video becomes viral. So you had better make sure you're motivated and driven to keep doing it, and it's not just a trend that you're hopping.
If you are on Facebook, and I'm using Facebook as an example right now, if you are on Facebook and you are monetized, okay, one of the things that you have to do in order to earn your money from your monetization is post.
Yep.
They not just gonna pay you because you're in the monetization program. I wish it was that easy.
Okay. Don't
I
we all?
wish it was
Right.
that easy. No, I just got finished looking at my dashboard, like, because I'm monetized. So
Mhm.
I'm looking at what's generating comments, what's generating likes. I even had a post shared, not my intention.
Mhm.
One of my posts got shared. One of my engagement posts that I sat down and made via the Queen's Digital Studio got shared.
Period. Period. Congratulations.
And that person, thank you. That person shared, they responded, and guess what I did? I went and I responded to their share. This
Mhm.
is what social media is. It's not just staying in your bubble, it's branching out. Now, when you branch out, don't be liking me all the time and you go find the Facebook arguments. Then you might get in trouble.
Okay, look, but you still, at the end of the day, you still need that engagement in order to see that the sales come from the monetization. It doesn't just
Right.
appear on its own. And that kind of your brand goes, it reminds me of that message that I had talked about in the past, which is that you are the catalyst for your business. So before you sit and say it's not working, it's not going well, remember you are the catalyst. You are the
Right.
person that's going to get that going. So if you
Mm,
need to get
right.
content pre-made and have that published for your brand, go ahead and do that, because if it's not posted, the monetization can't happen.
Right. And
So
then after a while, if you're not, working it, or if you're violating, you're gonna lose said monetization. Now, do I recommend everybody put all their eggs into the Facebook monetization program? Absolutely not.
yeah, have you some
Why?
plan.
Because we have learned that, it might not be here all the time. But you want to make sure that if you are on social media, if you are on Facebook and you want to be visible, again, visibility and consistency is the name of the game here. It's
Yeah,
not go viral. It's not clickbait. It's not rage bait. It's
it's not
not
instant gratification.
this is not a microwave generation. Facebook monetization, it's going to be borderline a crock pot
Uh-huh. That sounds
type of
good. Girl.
situation.
I'm hungry. I need to get up out this food because you
Listen, you
after the
know,
process.
some people, they put a post up and they think, oh, in 3 minutes I'm gonna have 500 views, 300 comments, 50 shares. And we're not. This is we are not in a microwave society. This is
Mhm.
a crock pot society. It's going to cook slowly.
But the problem is that, MJ, is that social media again has taught people, or programmed them, should I say, not taught, but programmed them to feel like it is a microwave instant thing. So it's like I get likes as soon as I make a post on Instagram, or I get likes as soon as I share a story. So when I post about my business, why am I not getting instant likes? Why am I not seeing instant growth? Sometimes people need to learn more about you, and it takes that consistency for them to even see you. But
Right.
because we are just so programmed to instant gratification, when we're trying to do something for ourselves, we become discouraged and we tell ourselves it's not worth it, simply because we're not getting instant support or instant likes.
Right.
So
And
we got to
there's
get out that mindset.
was like, look, just speaking of it, there was a post that I made maybe a couple of days ago. One of my Facebook friends liked and commented. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be, hey, I made this post today about, and let's use today's post. Where's the one place you absolutely must visit before the end of the year? Somebody might see that post next week.
Mm-hmm. I've seen 2 times, MJ. I don't think I told you this, but there's been 2 times in 2 different industries that you're also in, where a person has come back in a community and asked about a service or a product from like a year or 2 years ago. Somebody asked about something in 2023, but because the
Mm,
business owner was no longer active on their social media and they didn't get a response. But when I see stuff like that, I can say, oh, travel with MJ. Oh, the Queen's Digital Studio, because of that consistency. People will sometimes take a year before they actually get back to make that purchase. So it is
right.
an instant sales process every time.
Listen, like, and and
A whole
completely
2 years.
right, and
No, that's
completely transparent story
3 years.
here. Right.
We're in
Like, for real.
2026.
Like, in complete transparency here, travel with and talking about travel with MJ. Travel with MJ didn't make their first travel sale, they made their first sale the year after they started traveling.
Mm.
The year after they started business. A year. So just
It's,
imagine if I had said, "Oh, well, they say that this does that, and I didn't get that, so I'm going to close down my business. I'm going to keep my business overhead fees this month. I'm not going to spend my money on business overhead fees, and I'm just going to keep that money. I'm going to buy me a burger
why you say that burger so aggressive?
because it sounds
I didn't
good right
think you
now too. A
cackle like that. I'm
burger.
so sorry. I hope I didn't blow anybody's eardrums out with that cackle. But
Listen, it was my fault. Let me apologize too because I said it. A burger.
you burger.
Um, And, I'm not going to pay my business overhead this month. I'm not going to do that. But imagine if I did. Now, there are a lot of businesses who do that, and that's not a successful business model, if you ask me. However, um,
It's
we are
reactive
here to
and proactive.
we are here to assist in at least the engagement portion. So that way, while we're taking care of the engagement posts that the people are seeing, you are able to, better focus your time on, let's say, example, your promotional posts where you're actually promoting your products or your services or your brand. If you don't have to worry about engagement, you can focus more on promotion. If you don't have to worry about engagement, you can focus more on connectivity, lives. You don't have to worry about engagement posts. You can focus more on the back end, customer service. There's so much that you can do if you just take one small thing
Off
off
your
of
plate,
your plate. Just
man.
one.
I'm resonating with you completely because that's the whole purpose of what we talked about earlier for me with the work position is taking one thing off so I can focus on the next thing that's going to help this brand continue to grow stronger. And it's
Hmm.
a scary thing. Well, not for me because at this point I'm not scared. I'm just looking for the right people to come on the board. But at one point in time, it was scary, and it will be scary when you first start off delegating certain responsibilities because you want to over micromanage. You want to say it should be like this, but the reality is that we are not a specialist for everything, number one. And number two, we cannot possibly do everything. Sometimes
Right.
delegation will be required. And sometimes trying to be a perfectionist, not in all cases, but sometimes will slow you down more than it will expedite your success and your growth. So we need to let that go and let somebody else who's capable take over certain areas.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
there's certain things that, you cannot delegate
Yeah.
certain things. And and
Bless
even
you.
if you can delegate, thank you. Even if you can delegate, it's something that you probably don't want to get to delegate. Case in point, you may not want to delegate, and I'm going to use Trevor with MJ here. You might not want to delegate, somebody's credit card information and booking somebody's trip off to another person.
Yeah, that requires background checks and contracts and legal matters.
That requires extra. Mm. Now,
And
what we can do, we can delegate social media management. And I promise you, as somebody who is a recovering DIYer,
DIYer.
I'm recovering. I'm recovering. I thought I had to do everything by myself, and I have delegated, and delegation has been helping me. Because if I had not been able to delegate just that one task of social media management, guess where the Queen's Digital Studio wouldn't be? We wouldn't be here.
And delegation can be a fun thing, contrary to micromanagers' beliefs, because they get a little scared about that feeling. But it can be very fun when you hire people that know what they're doing, and also when you're clear on what your mission is or what your values are. You got to come in with that clarity so you can provide that direction, and then trust the professionals to do what they do best. Because think of
Hmm.
it like when you work your own job. That's the best way I think of it. Like when I'm working my job, I don't want my manager over me every 5 seconds breathing in my earlobe talking about did you put the papers on the sheet like I told you to. I don't
I don't
So
need
the
that.
same way, we don't want that. You do that for yourself. You say, okay, let me find someone I trust. You step back, let them take over, do a great job, produce quality, and watch that growth happen organically.
Hmm.
So Yeah.
Exactly. So, just having the ability to do that, and like we said again, if you're not ready to subscribe and have it done, on a monthly basis, we do drop some of the products. Now, I will say that
Okay.
access to the vault means that you have all access to whatever it is that you're looking for that the website might not have. If you're interested in maybe going into the freebie station is going to have access to those freebies before the rest of the world. That's just the world. Okay. So if you're interested in it, and I keep forgetting this every time that we get on this, I keep forgetting to say that there is a certain coupon code that one can be using.
Well, I think that's because we're supposed to put it on the business to business page. So it
Hmm.
will be officially up on, let's see what date we got for business to business. I think that's Wednesday 25th. March 25th is our official launch for our business to business page on Boss Bay Blog, where we will have the Queen's Digital Studio available, because she does provide business to business solutions. So if you're looking for digital products that maybe you can request a custom order and see what the price point would be or the quote would be, or if you're just wanting the ones that you can download and use now, she will be on there. And then there'll be a special rewards section where that coupon code goes. So that's probably why, because normally I'd be throwing that coupon code out there, but I just hadn't because
There is a particular coupon code that can be used, and if you have never heard of what that coupon code is, I will not spoil that right now. We will wait until Wednesday, March 25th. But I will also say that that coupon code can be used in the vault.
what? Oh, I'm so excited.
I
That's
just I
news for
just
me.
attempted to try it. Now, what I cannot say right now is if it is going to be like a permanent
Okay, okay.
percentage off of, but I definitely know that the first month it definitely will help to it will definitely discount towards the first month. Now I will need somebody to get in there and say, hey, uh this is a permanent thing or this was a one-time thing. I still have to figure that out, but yeah, it
That's
it
great.
works for the vault.
Okay, that's awesome.
So
So, what you guys should expect is we will have an update for that coupon code on March 25th. And then let's see. Since now there's two places, it's also in the vault, but it's also on the website, the Queen's Digital Studio as well. Hello, thanks for joining AL Publishing and Consulting LLC, aka Nicole and team. We're just talking about some coupon codes that I did not know was active. And hey, while she's here, did you want to talk about y'all's collaboration too?
yeah. Over at business sister business number 3, um MJ Season Custom Designs, we have officially partnered with Motivational Talks, Dialogues, and Show. And there is a coupon code over there as well. So if you are connected to the MTD platform, if you are connected to the Boss Bay Blog platform, there are 2 coupon codes that you can use with MJ's Tees and Custom Designs. Now, let me say this: both of the coupon codes do the same thing.
Okay, okay.
Nobody has you can use this one and this one's gonna get you a higher discount. No, they do the same thing. You
But just
still have to spend at least $50 before taxes and discounts in order for you to receive your $10 off of your purchase. Now, with MJ's Tees and Custom Designs, because we're talking about it, we do offer free shipping at $150. We do offer insurance on all packages. We do offer, well, we don't offer, we require a signature on delivery for orders 150 and higher.
And can I give you your flowers when it comes to what a gym is for vendors? For people who are trying to have custom items made to sell or to use for a special event that you might have to
Yes.
sell out. Do you know how expensive it is to get $150 worth of products shipped overseas or just with a vendor in general? If you're spending 150 in your mind as a vendor or as a boutique owner, automatically you're thinking this order is going to cost me around probably 200 to 250 depending on the items, because if it's t-shirts, shoes, things like that, you're going to spend an extra $30 to $60 on shipping. But
Yeah.
here, you're getting free shipping on top of receiving a discounted rate for these t-shirts in bulk. And you can use that for family reunion. You can use that to sell at the lemonade stand. You can use that on your boutique. You can use that for your business events. You can use that for your boss lady sleepover slumber parties, whatever you want to call it, as we will be having some for our September. We may not, we might get them before September so everybody can have their custom shirt, but we think about that. But either way, there's so many different things that this can be used for. So, so that's a huge steal.
Thank you for the flowers, but I would definitely tell anybody who is interested to go on ahead and hop over there, because I can assure you that price will not be the same if you look back in about 6 months.
Thank you for the flowers, but this is a limited offer, as it should be, because that is a very, like, how many shirts is that? 10 shirts, or how many shirts is in the pack? I forgot.
For the 10 pack, it is $200.
Okay, so $200 10 pack, $20 a shirt, but then $0 shipping. Meaning, if you are getting these shirts and they have a custom saying on them or a custom quote that's beautifully written on the tees, you can sell those shirts for whatever price point you're wanting to sell them at. Some shirts cost anywhere from $30 to $60, depending on the shop that you go to. So
listen, a $200. Let me just throw it this way, since we're talking about it that way. A $200 shirt, 10 pack shirts. You go, you wear one of them. You know, you model it. You sell the remainder for, let's just say, $30 a piece. Sure, whatever. Okay, you have 9 shirts there available to you at $30 a piece. Have you not made your money back that you spent with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if you don't go 30, if you just went 25, if you went 25 times 9, again, I don't do math, I do money.
And even if you spent, even if you did like a free promo, let's say your customers spend $150 and you give them a free t-shirt, you will have made that profit back if you're doing it strategically, and you will have gifted your customers with something special, like a Happy Valentine's Day t-shirt with your order, or praying for you, whatever it is that your clients love. Create a shirt, the same specific saying, and then have that as a free gift with purchase on your website. Stuff like that, you can make that money back. So it's a huge, awesome opportunity to have a vendor that's selling custom apparel, and you are having to pay $0 shipping for $200 worth of merchandise. That's a steal.
Right. And now we will say that shipping alone is crazy. But we will say that 10 pack of t-shirts is going to be a single color design, single color t-shirt. No, you can't go in and get fancy with it. Oh, I want a black shirt and a blue shirt and a gray shirt and a green shirt and a white shirt and this shirt and that shirt. That's when you start going into custom work.
Yeah. Different thing. Completely different thing.
Completely different
cost more money. And then if you're wanting more than one design, that costs more money as well. Each time a designer is creating a design, like, they have to get that set for that shirt. So if you say, I design that says happy birthday, you're getting 10 happy birthday shirts. Now, if you say, well, I want one that says happy birthday and I want one that says enjoy your day, now we're having to create a set for enjoy your day to put on that as well. So no, it definitely different things. But still, even with one shirt, one color, one design, that is still a steal of a deal.
Let's say great for family reunion t-shirts.
Like, and these are
human made.
Let's put that out there.
Human owned business.
Yes, I know, right? Look, it's crazy that was so crazy to me. I'm like, wow, we are really asking people to vote on a poll that they are a human owned business, because AI is really out here making music.
AI is taking over. AI is taking over, like, from the 99s and 2000s.
Making AI music, making AI content, making AI food videos, making AI conversation videos, making AI get ready with me. I mean, it's just crazy.
Listen, the AI, now one type of videos I've like watched is one particular person. He does the reactions to AI generated
content,
package theft videos.
Oh,
Now, you know, that one hits a little bit home for me with MJ's Teas because
Yeah.
I I would just fall out if a customer said someone porch pirated me,
Yeah.
which is why, and those videos are part of the reason why insurance is offered on all purchases
Yeah. It's a
because of
beautiful.
people like them.
It's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful
It,
benefit.
it is, you know, because my heart would break if somebody said, I spent $300 on this package and they took the package from me, and I would cry with you, man. We'll be sitting on the phone having a whole kumbaya
We'll just
crying
be
session
falling
because
together.
what?
Man. It's having a package taken and then also the package itself being damaged or lost or coming out of the bag. Those are two things that I do not wish upon anyone.
Mm-mm,
Any-
nah, look, the and you're gonna know it's coming from, and that's another thing that we're working on the back end. We want to get some custom mailing stuff. I want you to be able to know, hey, that's the MJ's Tees and Custom Designs package right there. Granted, they probably can already tell it now because they've seen the black and the gold. They
Mhm.
know that it's me. However, we're working towards
Some custom
um
well.
we're working towards having that blue and black on there because yeah, we have a lot of things that we're working on the back end and not enough time to get it done.
Listen,
Um, the
but one
human
step
side
at
of business, man. Human owned businesses run out of
one
time in a day.
she said I'm working on that as well. One step at a time. I'm currently right now the process that I'm going through is designing the lifetime member for the lifetime members that opted in, the ones that did that special offer. They had an option to opt into the content creation or opt into just the lifetime membership. So I have a few lifetime membership orders that have been placed and completed, and I am in the process of creating a beautiful content creation package. So it's exciting. Actually really, really fun. And in the process of doing it, I'm like, why didn't I start this earlier? Because this is where my passion lies. Customizing, styling, providing
Yes.
unique to a person. It's like the best part. It reminded me of when I worked in retail and people would come in and ask me to like get an outfit for them. Only difference is now we're doing it for your business. We're doing it for your setup, your mics, your cameras, things like that, depending on what your package is and
I
what
say
your
I
order.
definitely believe that I know with us and our brands, I think we were split. Two got it and two didn't.
Yeah. And the funny part though is that because some of them the colors coordinate, some of the
Yeah.
items that you see will still be able to be used on the other ones. So it works out.
Right. Like
I,
I know we definitely opted in for two and
yeah.
opted out for two.
I think
Because
travel with MJ for sure
Travel
was
with MJ and I think
was it
MJ's
MJ's
Tees.
teas? Yeah. I think it was MJ's teas because I know the wellness and stuff we got it in, but I don't think we were worried about that one.
Yeah, we
You're right.
were.
You are correct because I remember for your set that I got, the maroon set, saying that even though it wasn't the exact quote unquote color for travel with MJ and MJ's teas, it still looks very nice for the digital, the custom.
Mhm.
So that was one thing.
Yeah, I know.
And
It's
then
like I know we definitely opted into two and
mhm,
opted out for two because for those who were able to catch this, first of all, if you weren't able to catch the sale, boy, because look, let me explain
listen,
something
a
to you.
sale was had, baby.
MJ didn't have $20,000
Baby, she and
to
she when
drop
I
on
tell
4
you,
lifetime memberships. Matter of fact, I think we started off with one of the yearly memberships and then we upgraded.
you had a yearly for one of them, and then the other one, I think you had a complimentary one because you also
Mhm.
had yeah. So you had that too. But one thing I do know is when it came time to go ahead and sign up for that full lifetime, baby, she was on it. I was like, oh,
Listen,
okay, well we have our first boxes. We know who we're
you
starting with
look.
first.
Now, I will never say, "Well, what's the coupon for me?" I will never say that. But when somebody is offering something that everybody can get, please believe I'm jumping on it. If it
That's
is a
me too.
benefit if it is a benefit to me and my business, there have been a lot of offers that have been offered to me that I have not seen the value, and it's not anything that she's doing wrong. It was just at the time that wasn't where I was actively looking.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say you need to keep your eyes out because like I said, MJ didn't have $20,000 to be dropping on lifetime memberships times 4.
You got to. Because honestly, the thing is, like you said, everybody's at different stages with their business. So what you felt like maybe this would have been perfect for me right now, it's not, or maybe I'm not sure how this will work for me or how this will align. You just keep your notifications on because there's always something. And then depending on
Mhm.
how long I've been working with you, you'll find something.
Yeah,
Because most
absolutely.
of the offers are personalized. They're either something that is I'm seeing, okay, this might be something that can support the business, or something that I've heard you mention, whether it be in a consult or something that I saw on social media that you might have liked. So you just got to stay in the loop on your email notifications. And if you have been staying on the loop, then you know that this month is the last month for our discounted rate for the membership. After this, we will no longer have it. So take advantage of that steal because it's 2 years for $250 right now. When you use that coupon code, or not coupon code, you don't even need the coupon code. I'm just gonna type it in the chat for everybody. But
That's
250 for 2 years of advertisement in the
that's
yearly benefits.
crazy.
Yeah, still take it, run with it. If you wanted to purchase two, heck, do that. But once March 28th hits, it will no longer be available.
Yeah,
Um,
that's yeah.
so I'm gonna drop that in the chat. And look, Nicole said I'm working on that as well. Listen, we got some cool stuff behind the scenes that we do. So I'm excited for all the growth. But yeah, that's still that's not gonna be there for long. That's March 28th is the last day. So if you're wanting to take advantage, grab.
Yeah, you have to take advantage of prices and deals and steals while they are here because just like we said, it ain't promised tomorrow. Yes, I
Listen.
said ain't.
And listen, because the quality is always elevating, like we're constantly growing our business. If we look back at our brands probably like 2 or 3 years ago, were they great? Absolutely. But the features and benefits that we have now,
Oof.
if you go to travelwithmj.net and you
I
look back
look at where I
a
was
year ago,
2.5 years ago, just in camera quality,
camera
just
quality,
just just
just
in
putting
camera
yourself out
quality.
there, the webinars. I mean, there's so many changes that have happened. You have webinars, you have a travel newsletter, you have a what's the other one? Ask your travel agent anything coming up. You have a travel savings, you have a passport challenge that you're doing, monthly events, digital events, and even other things you've talked about in the works. So you've had a travel community, but now you have two places, that newsletter and the other one. There's so much stuff that has changed.
There's a
So
lot.
this is
There's
one
a
of the
lot.
cases, because I know how we feel about inflation. Trust me, I understand. But this is one of the cases where I'm going to say when the price goes up, it's because the quality is coming with it too. So when you come to our directory and you're shopping, if you see a price change, it's because there's something changing with the quality as well. Because we're always looking at what's the next best way we can
Mhm.
deliver it.
Look,
So, and sometimes we were underpriced when we started.
just random and off topic. Well, not random and off topic, but kind of unrelated to just a second here. I went back and looked at some of the old podcasts that we did.
Mhm. It's the breeze. It's the breeze.
Listen.
What you talking about?
Because
Listen, I need to
then,
show y'all my
we didn't,
first website. That's what I
we
need to show
didn't,
y'all.
right, we didn't have, and I'm talking about me here, not we, but me. We didn't have lighting, backdrops. Listen, we were working in Zoom and I was blurring my background because I didn't want y'all to see what was in my background. Granted, there was nothing in my background, crazy, but the little backdrop I had was probably about that wide. It didn't cover everything that I needed to cover.
Yeah.
Eventually I had to level up and get some more backdrops. This is the
Okay.
this is the second one. The other one we took down to, kind of give a new look. It's gonna
Mhm.
be about time for me to get another backdrop because I haven't bought one in about 2 years.
Yeah.
It's gonna be about that time. We were operating on one side of the room. Now we're over here on this side of the room where it is just where we need to be, and not, where you might be able to see somebody running across across whatever.
Mhm. The demand was overly, I mean, the demand has always been high when it comes to inquiries and wanting to sign up with Travel with MJ, but people, the way that you are receiving the inquiries, you're getting them from DMs, you're getting from website, you're getting from personal
Look,
messages.
we were all over the place when we first started with everything. Communication was all over the place. Like I couldn't keep up with everything that was going on, and
Yeah.
this is some of the things that you're not going to see on Facebook. Your popular influencer is not going to tell you, "Hey, I had a $0 month." I'm gonna keep going back to that $0 month.
Yeah.
Your favorite influencers not going to tell you, "I had a negative $300 month this month." They ain't gonna tell you all the struggles that that they may be going through. They're gonna show you all the wins. They're gonna show you the successes, or they're gonna be mute.
Yeah, you're not lying. You're not lying. It's true. And honestly, like you said before, you can't let that deter you from continuing to pursue your dreams, because the day that you decide to close up shop will be the day that somebody is waiting on the other side to purchase from you and to drop like big dollars on you. So that's why you can't do that. And you can't let negative experiences with a few people that don't see the vision determine positive experiences with multiple people who do see the vision. That's why you have to do that from the beginning. But even as you grow, you have to keep that mindset, because that's why for me, I wish I would let a negative person or a naysayer deter me or pull my energy from people who are genuinely here showing up because they want these services. They want to be a part of the movement. They want to be a part of the community. I don't even have the mental energy to give it to you. So
Right.
have that mindset. I can't tell you how many days where even in the process of me building my business, I had people who were negative. I had people who were passive aggressive. I had people who would try to belittle or make fun of what I was doing privately and publicly on social media platforms. I'll make a post about a service and then they laugh at the post. Who does that? Somebody miserable, obviously. But I can't tell you how many days I had that. I can't tell you how many days I had a person tell me, "You're not going to be able to do this. This is stupid," or "You can't achieve this," or "You're doing this the wrong way." I cannot tell you how many people had saying things about stuff that they have no clue about what they're talking about. And I'm looking at that from the results that they're gathering, because the fact that you have enough time to be negative, not proactive, not truly proactive and wanting to bring some real change, negative means that you are not making enough money and you don't have enough motion. Because if you have that, you don't have time to even do that or put that out into the universe.
Listen,
I don't have time to go give that, because I literally need it to make this money that I'm building with my clients and growing my client list. So
right. Like
you can't
a
let
lot of people
those things
just
stop you.
a
They
lot of
just
people
have
just
time.
do not understand.
They don't understand how expensive their own time is, and that's because they're not seeing the sales yet. And they make the mistake of, because I don't see the sales yet, that means that I'm not worth it or my time is not valuable. They make that mistake. But the mindset that I've always had is, regardless of how many clients I have, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, whatever, I'm going to operate like my time is extremely expensive. And I'm going to check myself anytime I see that I'm not valuing or honoring my time, because I
Right.
am expensive. I'm expensive. Whether they see that I'm expensive now or not, I am. And when you believe it, you start to operate that way and you do better about taking care of yourself and having that work-life balance. But like you were
Exactly.
saying, Jay, a lot of people will not see those sales instantly, and then that will be their sign that maybe they should quit or give up. And then Laco said a couple things. She said, "Baby, if you're not a lifetime member, why not? Tell them why not? Why not? Why not? Why not?" Let me stop. And then the next thing that we have is, she said, "Let's not talk about the startups. Nowhere near that now." Listen, the growth is amazing. Like a couple years ago, and that's why I said that price point. Sometimes we were undercharging ourselves as entrepreneurs. There were times when I was looking at a price and I'm like, this price doesn't align with the value that you're providing. It needs to go up a lot more. And there's even moments now where opportunity to raise the price. Like I said, I started my directory at $30 a year for the basic membership. That was already underpriced. But we don't do that anymore. It is $120 right now until the end of March. Once March 28th hits, it will no longer be $120. It is $350 for the monthly membership. So take advantage of this 120 while it's here. But these prices are up because quality that you get. I cannot with you. Get on my nerves. But the quality that you get, the quality that you get is like no other. And if you want to become a lifetime member, I'm going to hint right now that now's the time to do it for two reasons. And the first reason is because we may limit the amount of lifetime members that we have, number one. And number two, the price will not always be what it is, because what comes with it is amazing. Unlimited advertisement.
Girl,
There's
don't make
so
me
many,
start singing on this live. Do not
there's
make
so
me
many
start
agencies
singing.
where you have to pay monthly, you have to pay weekly, you have to pay yearly in order to be a part of this marketing agency and advertising realm. To even have your brand listed on certain directories or platforms, you got to pay a certain amount of money every month. Some are free, but depending on what you're getting and the exposure they're receiving, it will be different. And for me, I put out so much content about small businesses, you will be seen. If you keep posting your products, you keep showing up for yourself, if you're ready for these leads, when they go to your website, when they check out your platforms, you're going to see that growth. But you can't stop. You have to keep going and take the notes and the insight that I'm providing, because this is coming from years of doing it myself, but also working with clients in different industries as well. So at the end of the day, you're going to get that exposure, and you're going to get it times 10 on our platform. It's not a cheap service at all. It is high.
Let's not. Don't fumble this opportunity, y'all. Just
Don't
don't.
fumble it.
Don't
PM.
fumble
What
it.
that mean, Nicole? Did I miss something? Oh, okay. Because I didn't see that. She said, let's not talk about the startups. Now my backdrops change with the seasons. Well, sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, we have been rocking with the solid black because we went from the travel theme, and then we expanded because at first it was just one.
I'm looking at Little Bear right now. Oh, what were you gonna say? Go ahead, finish your statement.
I'd say it was just one brand, and then we had to quickly change that because a travel background. We're talking about t-shirts. Wasn't always the aesthetic, so we had to change it up. So we're going to change it up. After a certain time, I don't like the same thing the same all the time. So it's time for a change. We're going to be looking for some backdrops and some accessories to accessorize our backgrounds and look more like my hair is not blended in with my background, because it's giving.
That's
giving my hair is blending in.
But it's still good though. Background is a background, and
it is. But I'm very, for anybody who has seen us, before where we are now, yeah, you definitely should hop on whatever price you see now, because I can assure you, and I don't know about anybody else's business, but I know in mine, we are a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? We are prone to increase the price real quick.
I mean, the quality is going up. It has to be, because what we're trying to do, and I was just talking about this, but when you're a small business owner, you have like a passion for what you're doing. So you're not just delivering a service. When I send you out a gift bag, when I send you out a shirt, for example, when I order from MJ Stevens Custom Designs, I'm not just getting a t-shirt like I would if I went into a regular t-shirt shop. I get the t-shirt. Sometimes every now and then, if she's launching something new and I've been shopping with her consistently, she might have a special reward in there for me. She'll have a special thank you gift bag. She'll have a special coupon sometimes that I can use that I wasn't expecting, because we shouldn't expect the coupon for shopping somewhere. But when they provide it, let me tell you something, I'm not going to slip on it. So
listen, take it.
A thank you card. I mean, there's so many things that I'm receiving that come from a place of personalization. And that's just the start of it. That's just like the quote unquote bare minimum or non-negotiables of a small business owner in many cases. But there's so much more that we're doing with our communities and with our clients that is just an elevated level. Like I don't know about anybody else, but for me as a CEO to be able to say that I have worked with my clients on a one-on-one basis, anyone who has booked their services or used their coupon codes or their perks and stuff, I know about their dreams, their aspirations, their family, what they're trying to do in the next 5 to 10 years. These are things that this is a elevated personalized service, because can you say that the directory that you shop at knows that about you without using AI? Or
can you say that you talk to the CEO?
Yeah. And I mean, can you say that you get an experience where you're seen, truly seen?
Like right now, I can tell you, don't give me no ideas, man. Don't give me no ideas, man. Don't give me no ideas, man. But I can tell you right now, like if somebody and I'm going to use Lacole for example because we've talked about this before. Lacole has asked me certain things, and multiple and probably all of my businesses at the moment, and I am quick to say, "Nah, that's not going to work for you."
Yeah.
Lovely example. My travel community. She'll see a vacation drop. Oh, I want to go. Ma'am, that is not leaving out of anywhere accessible to you unless you are getting on the airplane. Okay, never mind. But what it is as real as that is, that's me as a business owner who knows that, hey, she lives in the state of Louisiana. And I know that this particular vacation package was leaving out of the state of Florida. So unless she's willing to drive or fly or hop or skip from Louisiana to Florida,
Not hop or skip.
it's not that's not the trip for her.
Yeah.
I'm not putting
No,
somebody into something that I know that's not going to work for them. It doesn't matter what brand we're talking about here. Across the entire umbrella. If it's got my name on it,
it's integrity. It's about, I'm not so desperate that I want to sell you this that I'm willing to give you something that's not right for you.
right?
You know, and that's another thing that small businesses, a lot of them do have that integrity and that passion behind what they do. So yes, sometimes prices will go up. She said, "Stop it."
Stop.
The prices gonna go up because the quality is gonna go up with it. But no, that is
Yes,
very
it,
true.
it,
Like,
it it takes a lot to do what we do.
yeah,
And for us who have multiple businesses, it takes a lot times however many businesses you have.
yeah. Just having a
And,
business while also living your life is in itself is a challenge that you have to learn how to balance out, especially when you
right.
have a giving heart and you want everyone to do well, you want to do for everybody. You have to remind yourself that yes, you are worth it. Then paying for the service is worth it. That's something that I had to talk to about a few individuals. I'm like, look, yes, you want to help everybody, but paying for it, then purchasing it, then leaving reviews, you're worth that as well. So, you know, we deserve that as small business owners. We definitely do.
Yeah, so it's a lot. Don't be. And you're looking at us right now, you're seeing the beautiful skin, you're seeing the beautiful clothing, you're seeing XYZ, you're seeing this, that, and the third. Please understand that it comes with work,
Yes. Dedication.
time.
Listen.
We're in a crock pot generation, not a microwave generation. Some of
Yeah.
these things you're gonna have to sit and let slow cook. Slow cook. Not put it in the microwave for 2 minutes and boom, here I am. No.
Yeah. Just about boom, here I am.
I don't want no 2-minute business. I want something that's gonna sustain. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah. Okay, so I do because I look, we'll be having us a dandy old 2 hour and 30-minute conversation. I done forgot that I still have to do almost 20 to 30 videos tonight. So
Listen,
while
that's what we're here right
okay,
now.
look, I'm like, wait, I got a whole notebook of videos I got to launch tonight. But I did want to do just a quick recognition and then let you in with what you felt like was most important. But for AL Publishing and Consulting, I did want to shout her out because right now we are doing a scholarship for 30 people. And the first 10 people are going to get a scholarship of $175, which is going to allow you to get a author coaching course for $25 because you're going to have $175 of that covered through a collaboration with Boss Bay Blog and AL Publishing and Consulting LLC. So if you are needing an author coaching course to teach you how to self-publish your book, design your book, write your book, brainstorm your book, all of that from beginning to end, from end to beginning for 12 months that you can access whenever you want for 12 months, then you want to hop on this $25 opportunity. All you have to do is use the coupon code BOSS1 for $175 scholarship. And that's going to take $175 off of the author coaching course. So I am going to drop the link in the comments for anyone that would like to take advantage of that. That's the first thing. The second half of this is that if you miss out on the $25 opportunity, because there's only 10 available there, we have 20 $150 scholarships available. So you can use the code BOSS2, BOSS2, not the letter, but the number 2, all caps, to receive $150 off, which is going to bring it down and make it $50 for this author coaching course when the original price discounted is $200. So you could either pay $50 every month for 12 months, or you could pay $200 up front. But instead of doing that, we're going to say do neither and pay just $25 up front or $50 up front. So if you're thinking about publishing your own book, if you have a story to tell, if you've been through something, oh, okay, my bad. 9 available. So we no longer have 10 available. We have 9 available. So take advantage of the $25 one and do it before it runs out, because it will be quick. Okay. So let me drop that link for anyone that wants to go and take advantage of that author coaching course.
Listen, just while she's looking at that link, just talking about Nicole here, because Nicole is definitely a person that you should definitely want to be connected with. Nicole and I have had this conversation about the resources and the amount of people that show up versus who don't show up. Let me just throw this out there. If you're not showing up for the free opportunities, you're kind of giving us an idea of how you're going to be with the paid opportunities.
Yeah.
That's at least for me. At least for me. If I can't count on you for the free, I know you're not gonna do right. You're not gonna do right. So, you need to be in the spaces where you are able to promote, you are able to, learn, grow, do what you need to do. I know of a couple of people, just off the top of my head, I know of 2 people that have come out of her author coaching course or her speaking courses and are thriving in their respective ways. You can't say that there's nobody here to help you if you don't show up.
Man,
listen, going and I'm gonna go all the way back, going back to somebody should have told you, we don't know what to support.
Not somebody should have told you throwback. Y'all really been on that somebody should have told you. I might have to come on, bring that around, prepare.
Listen, when are you running that one back? Because baby,
that might have to be next year's whole concept. Somebody should have told you in the different areas of our life. Honestly,
yes,
everybody deserves a rant for every area of their life, because
yes,
that steam. And the honest truth, MJ, is no matter how much people say they appreciate you being honest, when you are honest with them, they start to treat you funny, or they act like you're the person that's wrong when you're being straight up with them. People they say they can handle it. They want the truth. You give them the truth. They're not ready for the truth.
They're not ready for the truth. You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. Look, I was thinking about that. But no, it's I mean, that's what it is. So yeah, somebody should have told you might have to be the 2027 podcast spinoff and focus.
Listen, I'm with it. Let me know. Let me know.
Let me know. I will let you.
I still have some thoughts from somebody should have told you that I didn't put out on the first or the second podcast. And as I get older with age, there's more things that somebody should have told y'all.
Listen, it just keeps adding to the list, and you're like, oh, another thing that somebody should have told you. Add it.
Mm-hmm. It's just like a running document right now. Here's another thing that somebody should have told you.
Yeah. I have to be careful with that, though, because y'all know I be getting triggered after every sentence, and then I fool around and be on a whole different rant. We'll be ranting there, because I'm going to be ranting for a good 20, 30 minutes after each statement. So let me make my list of stuff early so that we're not on there for 5 hours.
Yeah, let's make our list early.
It'll be 5 hours later, and I'll be like, somebody should have told you. And there's nobody. Well, we do have some members in Texas, so they might actually be able to help me, because I'm like, everybody else is we're all spread out across the nation right now. But yeah, we definitely.
Nah, then it'd be like me in the last show. Hey,
bring it back together. That was hilarious. I'm so glad you said that. I gotta go back and find that clip, because that was too funny, man. I'm telling you, when you started speaking, you were speaking to my soul, and then I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just add on to make sure people know what we're talking about.
And then here I am being the one that has to bring it back together.
I was being too descriptive. I was trying to make sure they understood the struggle. But no, you're right though. Like we can't say that we don't have the support when we're not showing up for opportunities that are provided at our doorstep by people who are really trying to invest in us. Because right. I can't. How many times I've seen that, even with my family. I've seen where specific family members have done something for an individual that normally you wouldn't be able to get access to that. And all you had to do was literally show up. You just had to literally show up, and you just chose not to show up. And then you come back wondering why people are not ready to support you the next go round. Why would I? Because if it's free to you, that doesn't mean it's free to the person who gave it to you.
Oh,
yeah, we talked about this. Everything that is given to you and presented as free is not always free from the person that is providing it free.
listen, that be a podcast in itself. Free to you, but at what cost to the business owner?
Yeah, to the person. Heck, I might give
Yeah,
you a
person
ride
too.
and say, I give you a ride and say, yeah, I'll give you a free ride. And you take that and you think, oh yeah, free ride. No, I was tired. I was worn out today, physically drained, mentally drained. But I took the time out of my day to go get up and drive to pick you up and take you to the next location.
Listen,
It was
that
free to
free
do.
that free ride to them meant gas for you.
Exactly. And that's what we need to understand.
Given the current situation and the current gas prices,
Oh yeah, that can't nobody get that free ride. Listen,
ain't no free rides.
if we got to work together, we got to work together. I don't know.
Listen, I'm gonna be like the taxis. I'm gonna have my QR code on the window.
You better get back to them boycott days when they used to do that car hopping. Everybody getting, yeah. Don't.
I'm gonna be like, oh no, what's the people that have the QR code? I'm gonna be just like the people at the pop-up shop. I'm gonna have me a QR code on the window. Make me a little sticker right on the window.
She said, I need that on a shirt.
Need what on the shirt? There's so much I be saying.
Right? And listen, we got a whole so people that have booked pre-orders for MJ's tees and cups of designs. It just keeps coming.
Listen.
But, they better Uber.
They better Uber. Listen, I can't use the word Uber. Uber is copyrighted. You better ride share. We have to change that because Uber is copyrighted. You try to give me a trouble.
Lord, that is too funny. But no, seriously, we all facts tonight, all great conversations, and a really great point that I want to make sure I come back to what you said earlier, which is you can't say that there's not great support resources out there. You got to show up for yourself, especially when it's presented to you. It's a $25 author coaching course. And on top of that, once you self-publish your book through her, she advertises it on your website. She also pays for your marketing at bossbabeblog.com. So you're going to get a blog interview. These are all things that come with this opportunity for $25. Heck, you won't even be able to sit down in a consultation with a publishing company where they're working personal stuff for $25. That consult might be anywhere from $50 to $100 or $200 just to consult. That's not even to get the product printed or to actually get the steps to self-publish yourself. So, $25, you're getting the course, access, 12 months. These scholarships are going to go quickly. There's only 9 left. Take advantage while you can. And then if you miss out on the first 10 or 9, then you're going to have the other scholarship, which is $50, available to 20 people. This opportunity is for 30 individuals that want to tell their story. And let's see. Exactly. She said free for you, but what cost to the business?
For the business. Definitely need to put that on the t-shirt. Exactly. You're right about that.
And it's not to, say, woe is me, or like, oh, I have to pay so much. It's to simply have awareness to the amount of energy and investment people are making into you. So if they say, I'm going to give you this free consultation because I really want you to succeed, show up to that consultation, especially if it's something that they bought from somebody else. That was money that they could have put in their own business. And, we don't think about that. That's money that they could have invested in themselves. All you had to do was just show up. We got to practice that. We got to get better about that. Show up for yourself and show up for the people who are investing in you. Whether you see the monetary or emotional investment or not, show up. Because that could be the same person who ends up investing in you on a deeper level because of how far you're going and how serious you are about your craft. So what's your message that you want to end with this evening, MJ?
Oh, there's been so many messages throughout the show.
Right? No. I feel like we went over a lot. Lot.
Ooh, which one do I want to focus in on for real?
She's about for real.
You know what? I'm going to focus in on the making sure that you make sure that you step up, that you attend your appointments. And if you can't now, don't get me wrong, we're not asking you to be Superman or Superwoman. We're not asking you to do something that you humanly cannot do. But if you made a commitment to somebody and something happens, please communicate with the business owner that something changed, something happened. Matter of fact, I need to go communicate that something changed and I'm not going to be able to attend something I wanted to attend. I gotta go communicate. I gotta go be the adult, the CEO, the business owner. Be who look.
And
If you are going to sign
that.
up, yeah. If you're going to sign up for whatever you are going to sign up for, if you cannot commit, communicate. If you cannot commit, communicate. Because at the end of the day, if you don't communicate to something that you committed about a change that has happened, the only thing that the business owner see is you flaky, you a no-show. You might not get the same accessibility because you might get blocked. You played with my time, you blocked.
But you blocked.
You blocked. Listen, I know we've had the conversation of, if you don't communicate, hey, this is what's happening, you might be able to access, but it will not be at the same price.
Yeah.
Or you might not be able to access.
Yeah.
And then you're going to really be out there on Facebook, woe is me, I can't find nobody to support me. You didn't communicate.
You could really be out there on Facebook. I cannot with you.
You're really going to be out there on Facebook complaining about why this business didn't do this and that and the third. You didn't communicate. If you cannot commit, communicate. That's the message for tonight. That's all I got for you. There's been so many other gems that you can go back and watch the replay and catch all the rest of them gems. But if you cannot commit, if you cannot commit, communicate.
Yeah. I love that. I'm going to end with a message that correlates so beautifully with that, which is stay accountability focused and overcommitment avoidant.
Yeah.
Because yes, like MJ said, I think there's two sides of it. Some stuff you committed to, you thought you were going to be able to do, things change. Communicate, let people know ahead of time. Don't leave people hanging because it's free to you. It's not free to them, and their time is not free. That's investment that they put into you. But on the other side of it as well, some commitments don't have to be made. Don't overcommit to avoid not being able to follow through and under deliver. Right. So be realistic with where you truly are. And it's okay to say, no, this doesn't work for me. It doesn't make sense for me. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. It doesn't align with me. There are professional ways to say that for people, who don't want to ruffle any feathers and whatnot. But either way, the honest opinion, the honest communication is so much more respected than the ghosting, than the not being direct and saying whatever it is that you need to get across, because people can respect that and know that at least there's no mystery with you. So what it is you do stand for and they do appreciate, they can send people to go and get that. And what they don't feel like they align with, they can just accept that y'all fall on different, spectrums. But to just simply be flaky, not follow through, not communicate, not be professional, you're not being known for what you stand for. You're being known for not following through. And that's not something we want to make our trademark as entrepreneurs. We all have emergencies in life. We all have things happen. But we don't want our story and our identity to be our excuses for why we weren't able to communicate, show up for ourselves, and really invest in ourselves and take other people serious that invest in us. So I agree with you. Beautiful message. We had a great conversation tonight about the dynamics that have changed between the customer is right theory, so many different things. So if y'all watch this and you feel like there were parts that were untouched, just know we didn't get through everything because we've been on live for like 2-3 hours now. But I am going to go ahead and end the show and say thank you so much to everyone that watched. I want to shout out our Instagram viewers. Shout out to City Glow. Shout out to Jeffrey 2 Green 247. Shout out to the love Sana. Shout out to V. Shout out to AL Publishing Consulting. Shout out to Charlie Shop. Shout out to anyone else that watched this show, even if you didn't comment in the comments. I appreciate you all. And I will see you guys again if you're coming back to my live stream on YouTube tonight, because I will be going live for about 5 to 10 more. How many more? No, not 5 to 10, 10 to 20 videos this evening. I got a lot of juicy stuff to talk about. Entrepreneurship, ways to elevate your business, brands you want to shop with, industries you want to take a look at, professionals that have diversity information that you might align with or be inspired by. So all of that is happening this evening. Stay tuned. I know it's 9:57 and you're probably thinking, when do you go to sleep? We don't, not tonight, but we will soon. Don't you worry. Thank you so much for watching the Boss Babe Business Show, and I'll see you guys later. And thank you, MJ, for joining.